Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live 00154 hashtag rad power. So, anyways, I missed a couple days. Well, I missed one day. I don't know if I'm going to be coming back on and off, but anyways, I'm back tonight, and I got quite a few things to talk about. Let me go over the note section here real fast. Bond trading view. I'll briefly go over that. I'll just show up the bond trading view, and I'll go to percentage from all-time high. Just click on that, and we'll see what altcoin or token has been performing from its all-time high, and that's probably the coin you want to be shorting for to get more Bitcoin. So I'll briefly go over it. Next in the note section is rad power bikes. I did it today. Today I pulled the trigger on getting me some electronic bicycles, or electric bicycles, I should say. So I've been talking about it quite a bit. I have a link to rad power bikes if any of you are interested. And then I have a promotional code, or promotional code. It's a real promotional code. If you use this code, it's a special code just from me to you. Not really. I got it off the website. Anyway, if you just buy two bikes, if you buy any two bikes, they're all the same price, except for one of them, which is a wagon. But pretty much they're all like $15.99 or something, or let me see, what is it? $1,499 actually. So $1,500. So it's all right. I know there's probably some other bikes out there that are less expensive and maybe do different things, or perhaps more powerful. I'm not sure. But overall, on average, you know, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. One of the reasons is because I saw a lot of YouTube videos on it, and so it had something for me to look at. And I also saw some comparisons between the bikes and different electric bicycles. And so I just went with rad power bikes. I'll talk a little bit about it a little bit more later. Hold on here. Next in the notes section, I got Gregory Maxwell resigns from Blockstream. Wow, this is kind of shocking. Or is it? Well, who knows? I'll go over that note. I'll go over that as well. We'll talk about it a little bit. We'll see what everybody in the chat has to say about Gregory Maxwell resigning from Blockstream. When you resign from Blockstream, people, I don't know, people don't really resign sometimes unless they want to leave, unless something bad is going to happen, or maybe they were forced to leave. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll look at the story, see how it was written, and I'll give you my opinion on it. Next is crypto PONZI scheme operator sued for fraud. This is interesting. This is very, very interesting. They named two PONZI scheme operators that are being sued for fraud, and a third. All right, and a third that is still under seal. So this is kind of interesting because what recent PONZI scheme that was pretty big all of a sudden just walked away abruptly? I don't know. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? And it's not just like an investor suing. I think this is a regulator, either the SEC or the CTFC, that are suing these operators, and there's a third one that is under seal. So this is kind of interesting. Could it be a recently defunct, that's not defunct, that's going to be doing an ICO soon, company that rhymes with disconnect? Rhymes with disconnect, all right? Think about that. Anyways, next in the notes section is cryptocurrency bans are inevitable. Macron and Merkel to trigger global Bitcoin crackdown. Wow, I just spoke about this a couple days ago and wondering if this is real or not. Apparently, it's getting circulated. So let's see if I can spread more FUD, or am I spreading FUD? Maybe the FUD is spreading me. I love spreading FUD, or maybe the FUD is spreading me. Anyways, either way, I like it with jam. Next in the notes section, IT department slaps tax notice to Indian cryptocurrency investors. Now, when I saw this headline, I was like, wow, when does an IT department is in charge of tax? And what kind of Indian? Is it the, you know, Indian, or is it the Indian? I think it's the latter. I think it's the latter Indians. You know, the one in next to Pakistan, India, you know. And IT actually stands for income tax. I'm sorry, income tax department. So it's not your IT department like in your company. So the income tax department, which would be some kind of like the IRS for the USA, but this is India. Remember the that Indian in India. Those are those people's, the way they call their IRS. They call them income tax. So this is interesting. I'll be going over that too in the live stream here. And then what else is there? Oh goodness. Okay. Hong Kong Bitcoin trader attacked and robbed of $180,000 US. Well, it wasn't really US dollars. It was Hong Kong money. It was like, I don't know, a billion Hong Kong money. I don't know how they dominate the dominations of their Hong Kong dollars or anything, but it's equivalent to 180 US dollars. I love these stories. I love them, you know, not because I'm happy someone got robbed, because, you know, these are stories that that interest me, because it's kind of like real life. You know, you carry around $180,000 with you. Well, you better be prepared. You better be prepared to defend yourself over it. If not, maybe it's not such a good idea that you trade Bitcoin peer to peer. You should be a little bit street smart. You know, you may be intellectually smart, but it helps to be a little street smart when it comes time to trade peer to peer. And then finally, I have the 10th clue. So I had several people donate. Thank you very much, whoever you are who donated. I appreciate the donations to the Bitcoin Pot of Gold. Now I will give the 10th clue to the 10th word of the 24-word Mnemonic Seed. It is Sculptor offers another clue in 24 years. Or I'll read it again. I misread it. Sculptor offers another clue in 24-year-old mystery at C.I.A. That would be the Central Intelligence Agency in Langley, Virginia, not the C.I.A. So interesting. I didn't know there was such a sculpture at the C.I.A. I've never been there. I've driven past it. I've driven past the C.I.A. when I was in Virginia, but I've never actually been there. So this is kind of interesting. So that is the 10th clue of the 10th word. I'll be going over that. Let's continue on to the rest of the note section here. Next, that's been partitioned off is Coin Spectator, real-time cryptocurrency news aggregator. And Crypto Panic is a news aggregator platform indicating impact on price and market for traders and cryptocurrency enthusiasts. Let's go over some of that. I haven't really looked at it. I've been kind of waiting for the live stream, so let's refresh it real quick. Let's see what social engineering is going on out there. Let's have a look. All right. I'll try to read some more interesting headlines, but you all can go there. You all can have fun looking at it and reading it, and then you decipher which one's, you know, socially engineered and the other ones of any value, good information. Let's see here. Keep calm and hodl. CNBC guest tells Bitcoin critics to piss off. Okay, this is coming from altcointoday.com 40 minutes ago. Bitcoin under increasing scrutiny on island of Bali. This is coming from Cointelegraph.com 1 hour ago. Seems like there's a lot of scrutiny going on over Bitcoin, but it's not just only Bitcoin. It's all the altcoins, right? It's Ethereum, it's Ripple. You know, they just say Bitcoin because guess what? Bitcoin is the king. Bitcoin's the king of all the crap coins. Matter of fact, all the crap coins and tokens are nothing more than fractional representations of Bitcoin. So what you're really trading are fractional representation of Bitcoins. You're trading Satoshis. You know, let's face it. You're trading Satoshis for, I don't know, nothing. Seems like nothing anyway. Let's see what else here. Another headline: Greg Maxwell exit Blockstream as Lightning Network sparks warning. Oh, this is interesting. This is coming from the Bitcoinist.com 1 hour ago. Is there a problem with the Lightning Network? Is there a problem with Blockstream? It makes it sound that way, but maybe there is, maybe there isn't. And you know, reminds me how like Charlie Lee resigned and left, you know, Coinbase and went to work on Litecoin. Now, Coinbase is kind of like has become the bastard child of the cryptocurrency space ever since pretty much when Charlie Lee left. Now you got Gregory Maxwell leaving Blockstream. I wonder if Blockstream will become the bastard child of this cryptocurrency space now. Who knows? I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just kind of connecting unrelated but similar occurrences and seeing if I can infer some good intelligence from it. That's all. And next is Russian ready for migrant Bitcoin miners influx, coming from Bitcoinist or coming from Bitcoin.com. Let's see. I'm trying to see what other headlines I can read out for you. BitPay integrates with Shapeshift to enable instant BTC and BCH exchange. So Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash exchange. Well, that's BitPay for you. Let's see what other interesting things I can read off for you. Well, not much. Anyways, that's coming from Crypto Panic. I'm sorry, coinspectator.com. Oh, here's another one. Tether printing press in high gear, issuing 400 million in 4 days. Wow, that's 5 hours ago, coming from Bitcoin.com. That's basically 1 million a day. Wow, that's a lot. I think amount of tethers in supposedly in the open market is $1 billion. So a couple things: either people are literally holding $1 billion worth of tether, hoping that maybe that these exchanges will let them buy back into Bitcoin whenever I guess they feel ready to buy back in. Pretty much, I think a lot of people have cashed out into Tether, thinking that Tether is going to preserve their fiat currency value, and then when the time comes to buy back in, they think perhaps maybe they can just buy back in. There's a huge risk. You're buying a centralized coin that at any point in time could be just shut down. But I guess a lot of people believe in Tether. You know, it works. It works. It serves its function, but there's a risk. And with that much risk, you might as well just hold money. But maybe there's so much maybe there's too much money. Maybe there's too much tether that you can never really cash out, which is scary for me anyway. Let's see, what else is there that I can look at? No, that's about it. That's about, oh, here's another one. PBOC, People's Bank of China, announces payment providers banned from facilitating cryptocurrency trades. So they don't want even payment providers to cash you out in China. I mean, it's getting harder and harder to cash out. So I could understand why tethers would be really popular right about now. Anything else? No. Let's go on to Crypto Panic real quick, and let's see what's going on with Crypto Panic. And again, the links are in the notes section for both coinspectator.com and cryptopanic.com. You can all check it out as well. I'm just kind of, for posterity purposes, to look back at it and you know, just remember this actually happened. These are the headlines that I saw. Anyways, let's have a look at Crypto Panic. It says, Bitcoin under increasing scrutiny on the island of Bali. 59 minutes ago. That's, again, another Cointelegraph. Let's see here. Let me read some other headlines. All right, here's one 2 hours ago. Japan major financial institution, SBI Holdings, SoftBank Investments, CEO Mr. Katano, supporting XRP confirmed in local newspaper against the headwinds from Korea, China, India, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Man, the Ripple people are loving this. This is coming from our Ripple, from this Reddit subreddit forum. They're loving it. They got 15 positive, 9 important, 1 negative, 1 save. Man, I should sell everything I have and buy Ripple. Everyone's just adopting it. I don't think they're adopting Ripple, the token. It's probably one of those just adopting the protocol Ripple. Of course, everyone's going to think all the banks of all over the world are going to buy Ripple, the token, and they're going to buy Ripple, only to become a bag holder and be very, very disappointed. Okay, this is another one. 4 hours ago, confirmation of Wikipedia that they're currently investing BAT and should hopefully be verified soon. The BAT token, the basic attention token. I mean, this is just rumor of a rumor, and I can't believe this is going on the our BAT project forum on the Reddits of it, on the subreddits. Let me see here. Well, there's not too much. Looks like it's a very dull day. Looks like everybody's either at a conference or on a cruise somewhere. So there's no social engineering on the Reddit forums today. Okay, let's get back to the note section here real quick. All right, let's go back to the note section here. And then I have the "It's time to stop" meme. It's time to stop with these hard forks. You'll check it out. Go ahead and check out that meme. I think it's working. I think that meme is actually working because people don't care about these hard forks or airdrops. Why would you risk your Bitcoin to get like a couple $100? Why would you risk your $11,000 Bitcoin to get a couple $100? Why? Why would you register your address? I mean, that's. I think there's some privacy issues on that, which is kind of weird. Like some of these so-called airdrops, and hard forks require you to register your wallet with Bitcoins in it. Very strange, very strange. I would just forget about these hard forks and just concentrate on Bitcoin. I think this is the year, like a lot of people predicted, like this is like 2018 is the year of the quote unquote crypto dividends. Well, I think that's BS. I think 2018 is going to be the year of regulation. All right. It seems like the year kicked off with a lot of potential regulation that seems like it's happening, along with, I think essentially it has become so far a bear market as of, well, right now. And I think we still are in a bear market, and I do think there's still more discounts to come. I still do, but I guess you got to give some relief because everybody's in a conference or on a cruise. So all the sellers, all the people who have Bitcoin are taking a break, like I am. They've already cashed out long ago and then going on a cruise or to a conference. And maybe as soon as they come back and they find out they can't, cash out of their Bitcoins, or they need to provide more information, or their account gets frozen, or they get a letter from the IRS or whatever tax authority in their country, they may be trying to dump some of that Bitcoin off of you. Anyways, let's go in the next in the note section that's been partitioned off. These are some useful websites that you probably very well might likely get some good information from. Segwit Charts, Coin Codex, Live Coin Watch, CoinGecko, BitInfo Charts, Joho Mempool Statistics. I'll be going over the mempool, I'll be going over the fees, and I'll be going over a chart analysis of Bitcoin at the end of the live stream here. And then Transaction Accelerator, as well as Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, hash rate, historical chart, 6 months. So you can compare the two, or just compare any one of those, blockchains, and you can see for yourself, are they being used? Look at the transactions. Look at the block times. Look at the average transaction fee. But more importantly, look at the hash rate, and then look at the blocks or the transactions. All right. So those are really two key things that I look at when I look at the fundamentals of a blockchain. All right. Next is collecting your free Bitcoin Gold with Coinami. By now, you should easily be collecting your free Bitcoin Gold. Please tell me you're collecting your free Bitcoin Gold. And if you still don't know how, I did a video, how to split Bitcoin Gold BTG01. If you can't download Coinami for any reason, they have a mnemonic code converter that you can actually input your Mnemonic Seed and then select Bitcoin Gold. It will then split. And then you could essentially just scan the QR code or sweep the keys, but you still need a Bitcoin Gold wallet. And then I have a link to Bitcoin Gold, but be careful. That site might still have malware that will steal all your Bitcoins. All right. And of course, I still have BitConnect in the notes section. Man, I really miss BitConnect, but you know what? They are back. They are back. And so far, their announcement of their BCC tokens, their BitConnect tokens, are going to be used for their BitConnect X ICO, I believe on the Ethereum blockchain. You can use your BitConnect tokens, and so supposedly BitConnect X, the ICO, will accept your BitConnect tokens for $150. And you can see that in the market right now as they're trading on, I think, HitBit and other exchanges. They were $11 at one point. Now they're going up to $75. I don't know what they are now. but people are now speculating. Now you got the losers. All right, you got the people who are basically the losers now, who are now gambling against themselves. So a few winners can come out of the group of losers, and then everybody else can get absolutely nothing, because I guess the assumption everyone's making is, well, I got nothing anyway. It's worth nothing anyway right now. So why don't I gamble? Maybe as the price goes up to 100, close to 100, I don't think it's going to go up to 150. I think it's not going to come. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't checked. Maybe I will check today what the price on CoinMarketCap of BitConnect tokens are. But I don't think it's going to go up to 150. If it does, you got to be stupid. And you're even more stupid if you put any money, or if you put any time and effort into BitConnect X, the ICO, you're even more stupid. Anyways, why not? You know, people are desperate. They do desperate things. And when you do things out of desperation, you often make really bad decisions. The best thing would have just stopped. Just stop. You're not going to get your money back. And if you do get your money back, just realize that there's probably 1,000 more people out there that didn't get any money back, so you can get your money back. That's probably the most likely scenario. Now we have the losers all like trying to commit suicide, and they've basically are making their own little PONZI, so that out of all the losers, a few of the losers can now become winners and walk away with probably breaking even, most likely, or maybe they might have made some money, a little bit of money. Anyway, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, BitConnect, check this out. All right, these are a few articles. Why has ICO index labeled BitConnect as an outright fraud? Notice regarding high yield coins on top of BitConnect. What is BitConnect, and why have we decided to distance ourselves from it? And then I have a video about BitConnect. You know, after watching this, everything makes sense, hindsight 2020. James Bond, Bitcoin Live 0017. All right. And finally, in the last part of the notes section that's been partitioned off here, I have the video theme for this video, which is Rad Power Bikes, Rad Rover video review. 1.5K affordable fat electric bike, twist throttle. I've been watching a lot of these videos about the Rad Power bikes, so this is one of the bikes I'm going to get. Then I have hashtag yes2x125. Is it really a Bitcoin meme? No, not really, but you know what? I'll make it a Bitcoin meme because I can. Why not? Anyways, this is the meme that you're looking at right now. Maybe it's a commercial. Maybe. That's not really. It's just something I want to share with you, and I'm really excited because I actually today purchased not one, but 2 Rad Power bicycles. Yes, I did. I pulled the trigger. And I'm so happy about it. I'm willing to tell you about it and my experience. And maybe if you're a Bitcoin millionaire, you can go ahead and buy some of these. I find this more interesting than buying a Lambo. All right, buying a Lambo, you know, in my opinion, just my opinion, buying a vehicle, a car, a truck, or whatever, is the worst investment. It's kind of used, especially for the ultra rich, as a way of basically signaling to each other that, you know, you're one of us. You know, you have money to spend on something that between, you know, the ultra rich class can afford. But other than that, I mean, you know, buying any vehicle for the common person, even if you did buy a Lambo, you do realize once you drive it off the lot, or once you just drive it, period, it practically loses, I would say, 1/3 of its value right away. So it just goes to show, like, maybe it shows some status. Like, you're so rich that you can buy something super expensive, and later on it has a third of its value. Eventually it goes down to a floor. It doesn't lose its value completely. It always has some value, but it probably goes to the value of its created price, or what I call its manufactured price, like the cost of manufacturing. So, you know, but that's obvious for some people, but you know, for people who have money, who cares? You know, as long as they can generate income, as long as, that's the key, as long as you can generate income, who cares? You know, you got the money to spend it. Anyways, so yes, I have the meme here today, and the 2xe bike combo is not really the meme. It's actually a code that you can use to get $200 off when you order 2 bikes. And I know I said it's a special code only that I can provide you. If I was Trayvon James or Crypto Nick or Craig Grant, I would say that, right? I would be deceptive and basically lie through my teeth and say, see this code? This code is only for you from me. It's only good if you sign up under me and do all this stuff. Well, I don't get any money from RAD. That's actually the code that comes from the website. But you know, I just want to let you know that maybe some people in this space kind of make it seem more special than it is, when it isn't. And then I have a link to Pot of Gold, Bitcoin Pot of Gold, which people did donate. Thank you very much for those of you who donated. You're making this much more fun, much more intriguing. When the price of Bitcoin goes to $40.5 million, man, I wonder if anyone's going to actually crack the code here. But I also have the donational address to the Bitcoin Pot of Gold. It is a SegWit address, so please donate. So all of you can give, and person can take. That's the spirit of this cryptocurrency space. Everybody gives, one person takes and leaves, does an exit scam. Anyways, let's all see who's in the live chat. Let's go see here. I guess I need to refresh. I'll refresh that. But while that's refreshing, I'll just go on my smartphone here. Dual overhead camness. Let's see here. Oh, goodness. Oh, dual overhead camness. How are you doing? Is there a new BitConnect video? And you got a link right here. Well, thank you for that. I guess anybody who wants to watch it, go ahead and watch it before it scrolls away and disappears. Appreciate it. After the live stream, go ahead and put the link in the notes or in the comments. I'll take a look at it. I had a few of you guys. I had QBurrow send some links from my previous live stream yesterday. And apparently there's already death threats going around to these promoters. My goodness, what can I say? And then on top of that, I saw a video of one of the promoter trying to convince all their subscribers to take their BitConnect token and buy into the BitConnect X ICO. Oh goodness, the dumb get dumber. All right, so who else is next? Borgin 1000. All right. Good to see you. Welcome to the live chat. Dave Hamilton, you are here early. And yes, if you can call this early, I call it late, but the late night show. Bike combo, yeah, that's the bike I got. I got 2 bikes. I got the Rad Rover. I'll go over that. I got the Rad Rover, and then I got the Mini Rad Rover. So I would normally get 2 of the same bike because then I can cannibalize one part. You know, I could cannibalize one bike, and as the bike I use breaks down, I'll just take the parts and pieces from the other bike. Or sometimes what I'll do is, I had this idea where you can game Rad Rover. I don't know if you really can or not, but their retail price is usually about $1,499. But if you buy 2, they give you a $200 discount. So I was thinking, why don't you just buy 2 of the same, and you know, why don't you just sell one for, you know, the retail price, because you can only get it from them. They're basically direct to consumer. I don't know what that really means, but you know, the brand is theirs, so they don't sell to Walmart or they don't sell to like other stores. So they just directly sell to consumer. So you could buy two. Buy the one for yourself for $15.90 or $1,499, and you can sell the other one for $1,499 and pocket the $200. I'm just saying, you know, you can make some money doing that. And if you want to make a fleet, you could just buy two and just make $200 every time. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. Just thinking out loud. I used to do that a lot with Harbor Freight tools. I used to go in there, buy their coupons. With their coupons, 25% off, or sometimes their coupons were a really good price, and then I'd go on Craigslist and sell them for retail, and because they were already cheap, the Harbor Freight tools, people would buy them. People would buy them. It was amazing. Let's see. Don't know yet who he is. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Neo Geo, welcome up. Welcome to the live chat. Dual overhead camness here. That's a nice fat tire bike, yes. Oh man, I'm gonna get fenders. I'm gonna get the front, and they're full fenders, right? They cover almost half the bike. It almost looks like a motorcycle. It almost looks like a motorcycle. I didn't want to get the black one because out here in Texas during the summer, it's hot, and black, anything that's black paint, black metal, it gets really hot. So I wanted to get the white one because I knew in the summer it wouldn't be that hot, you know, touching the metal and stuff like that. Yeah, never trade pure without a gun. Buy Bitcoins, welcome to the live chat. Let's see here. DD8209, Mad Money, how you doing? Let me see what else people are saying. Beat Connect is worth nothing and will keep being sold because they are mostly greedy people. Yeah, you know what's I would have to say the sad part is these are people who desperately need money the most. So the people who can't afford to lose money are the ones that are most susceptible to these Ponzi schemes. They're attracted to like a moth to fire, and when they get too close, they get burned, literally. And when they get burned, then all of a sudden, all the losers get together and do their own little Ponzi scheme. So instead of cashing out with at least 10% of what you put in, now you get nothing because you've doubled down on it, hoping out of all those losers out there that you can come out on top or at least break even. And you know, you don't really break even because if you think about it, you wasted a year. You wasted a year when you could have bought Bitcoin. And even despite the fact that Bitcoin has gone down by 50% from all-time high, you still would have been up. You still would have been up. So this is how stupid these people are. I wouldn't say greedy. I would just say stupid. I think greed does play a part, but if they were truly greedy, they would know right away that for them, this scheme doesn't work. It only works for probably the promoters and the people who created the scheme. So if they're truly greedy, they would realize that the best way to take advantage of this is either to create their own Ponzi or to be a promoter. Dave Hamilton, you say, I deposited Bitcoin into GateHub, the Ripple web wallet. I can hold multiple currencies and has an exchange. Sent like 0.128 or something. Got confirmed on the Bitcoin blockchain. Never showed up. Really? Wow. GateHub. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for telling us. We'll try not to use that as much or at all. And what else did you do? You complained to the CEO, threatened to sue everyone. Then it said they sent 0.6. Of course, I tried to withdraw. Well, I think you told us about that. Let us know if you were able to withdraw or you're able to actually cash out. Buy Bitcoin says, except Trayvon James, he is a wealthy, greedy person, so of course he will buy more to convince people they need to buy more in hopes of a pump. I'm assuming you're talking about BitConnect on that. I'm not sure if he's wealthy. I'm not sure if he's wealthy. I think he's. I think he may have gotten paid for now, but you know, money comes just as money comes. Money goes just as fast as it comes. So, you know, next thing you're riding on a yacht, you know, and going and living in hotels or vacationing in nice hotels, the next minute, you literally have to basically watch your spending. And so, you know, money goes and come, or money come and go just as fast as they in and out. I mean, that's really short-term thinking. You need a long, sustainable plan that will sustain you over years, so you don't have to work. At some point, he will probably need. Well, maybe he'll never work, but you know, if you don't plan for the future, you'll be put in a dire situation where most likely, if he's not working, or if he can't work, he's going to have to move back with his parents or grandparents or something like that, or something like that. You know, there's always a situation where when it rains, it pours, and you want to make sure that you have an umbrella. You like DD8209, you like to ride your bicycle. That's nice. Let me see here. Oh, I moved up here. DD8209, you want to know what kind of girl can you pick up with a bicycle? Well, with an electric bike, you can actually ride a second person. So, I don't know, a girl would have to weigh less than 150 pounds. So, no fat girls. You can't pick up fat girls with a bicycle on this bike. I know that much. Olaf, how you doing? Let's see what you got. You got a little awesome and popcorn. Good for you. Oh goodness. All right, so I've caught up. I've pretty much. I think I've caught up with the chat here. Let's see. David Hamilton says it made me think Ripple is not a real blockchain. I'm a maximalist, but my dad likes shitcoins, so I help him buy. Okay, yeah, you know, Ripple's really not much of a blockchain. But again, I don't know much because I don't buy Ripple. I don't buy any of these altcoins. I'll tell you what I have, what people gave me. People have donated Bitcoin to me. People have donated Dash. People have donated Litecoin, and people have donated Doge. And some of those I actually won in a giveaway by watching other YouTubers. They say, "Hey, watch my video. Put your address in the notes, and I'll give you X amount or whatever." They showed a QR code, and I was, you know, I used to watch. I still watch a lot of people. I still do. So that's how I got some of those altcoins. But I wouldn't trade my Bitcoin or buy altcoins. By no means. And I think I have Flash. Sorry, I have Flash. I also have Zcash. Someone donated Zcash. And then Pivx. Yeah, someone donated Pivx. And Ethereum. A small amount of Ethereum, which is now actually quite a bit amount. So I guess you could say I'm an altcoin. I mean, I have altcoins. I'm not opposed to any altcoins. I just don't think, you know, if you want to maximize your your net worth, just stick with Bitcoin. It's easier, and you know, you don't waste your time, because you really don't. You know, these other altcoins don't really perform as well as Bitcoin, and on top of that, you cannot scale your profits. You can't scale your profits. I know that. Let's see. DD89 says bath, electric plug, early retirement plan. For some people, yeah, that is their early retirement plan. You know, they live life every day, and when it's over, right? When it's over for them, they just, you know, early retirement. I didn't. Okay, I'll get you to DD8209. He said gun, early retirement plan. I saw you, but you know, it just took me a while to decipher this stuff. You know. Anyways, let's go to the meme here. So let's talk about this. Well, I don't know if it's a meme, but this is the bike I got. I got it in this color right here. This is just from their website. So this is the Rad Rover. This is actually their flagship line. This is Rad Power Bicycle was actually a Kickstarter, from what I understand. And this bicycle, the Rad Rover, was pretty much the product. And you know, in the future, if ICOs ever amount to anything as a way of raising money to start a company, if maybe, you know, this is the kind of stuff that I want to see. I want to see stuff like, not like this per se, but you know, if you think about Kickstarters and crowdfunding, which essentially what ICOs, you know, are for the most part, I like to see things from the ICO market that actually makes something, that actually does something, so that one day I can enjoy and use their products or services. So far, the only thing I've been able to understand about ICOs is it's nothing more than a money grab. All right, it's just a money grab, and if it's not a money grab, then it is essentially a Ponzi. And basically everybody buys into it, sells it, and then eventually whoever is the last person to buy into it also is the last person to basically sell out of it. And unfortunately, by then the price may be lower than what they bought in. So that's what ICO markets have pretty much come to. Other than that, it's been a donation with no project or product or service ever produced. I mean, if you look at Augur was one of the early ICOs. And what have they produced? I mean, supposedly there's some kind of prediction market that you can maybe predict on, but not much has come out of Augur other than that. And you can do that without the use of Augur. All right, there's prediction markets for Bitcoin right now that you can do that. So, you know, it's a shame that such a great way to crowdfund and let anybody crowdfund a project, essentially, it's a shame that it's gone to waste to a point where nothing is produced. Nothing. It's just a waste of time. I'd rather just go to Kickstarter and just give my money to a company than to do any ICO. I'll be honest. I really will. Anyways, this right here is the mini Rad Rover. And so I got 2 bikes. And if you order 2 bikes, you get $200 off. And that's what I did. And I'll share you my experience. And, you know, they don't accept Bitcoin. They do not accept Bitcoin. But the way I was able to earn the money, okay, was through Bitcoin. Okay, I did call them up. I called the company up. I didn't ask, you know, the salesperson like, hey, do you all accept Bitcoin? You know, I don't really do that. I wouldn't, and if they did, I wouldn't give them my Bitcoin right now. If you're gonna do anything, you know, give them the money, give them bad money. All right. How I did it is I used a credit card. All right. Eventually, I'm gonna take cash and put it in my bank account, and what you'll get withdrawn from by the credit card company. But essentially, you know, you give them bad money and you keep the good money being Bitcoin. So anyways, there is a the promotional code. It is a real promotional code. If I was like Trayvon James, Craig Grant, or Crypto Nick, I would be telling you that this is a special, unique special, unique promotional code. If you use this code when you buy 2 bikes, you get $200 off, only through me. That's if I was a liar. But, you know, I'm not a liar. I'm a troll, but I'm not a liar. And so that code is on the website, but it is a real code. You can use it when you buy 2 bikes. And let's go over, let's go to the site here. Well, white screen. Why do I always get a white screen? Oh, but before we do that, let's go to the Bitcoin pot of gold. Bitcoin pot of gold. Here is the QR code to the Bitcoin pot of gold. Please donate like other people have done. So many will donate, but only one will win. Bitcoin pot of gold. QR code on the right is a encrypted private key. If you have a Bitcoin wallet, you can scan it. But keep in mind, the address is a SegWit wallet, so it would probably work a lot better if you used a SegWit wallet to scan it. It'll ask you for a password. If you can guess the password, all those Bitcoins are yours. I think it's about $150 worth. Other people have donated into it. It used to be worth a lot more, but the price kind of went down. And then the QR code here down in the middle is a link to Yellow Fever for You, to his YouTube channel. He's the one that gave me this idea, so thank you, Yellow Fever for You. All right, so next is the website to Rad. Oh no, it's not. Okay, this is the clue. All right, so is everyone ready for the clue? This is the 10th clue. So if you donate, I give clues to the 24-word Mnemonic Seed. I've given away 9 clues. Today is the 10th clue. And here is the clue right here. Sculptor offers another clue in 24-year-old mystery at C.I.A. So here you go. It's a little outdated, but this is a clue to the 10th word of the 24-word Mnemonic Seed. And if you don't know what the sculpture looks like, it looks a little something like this. Now read the little notes here. It says, Cryptos, a sculpture at C orders in Langley, Virginia. In 2010, the last of 4 messages embedded in Cryptos has baffled code breakers since the work went up in 1990. The sculptor Jim Sanborn gave a 6-letter clue, Berlin, in 2010. But it did not lead to a solution. So he has offered another hint. This one, 5 letters, clock. I figured maybe I should be a little more specific, he said. So Berlin clock. So this is a sculptor that is some form of cryptography in there, maybe not. That has been put in there. It looks like some kind of Venn. I wouldn't say Venn diagram, but it's a matrix of some kind, and that's at the CIA headquarters apparently. And so there you go. It's an interesting article to read, and it seems like the NSA is already. The article makes it seem like the NSA has already cracked it and is keeping quiet about it. But if you're a code breaker and you like these kind of puzzles, I found this article very, very interesting to read. And it's a great puzzle. If you don't know if you like puzzles, you'll enjoy breaking this particular puzzle here. What I found interesting was at one point the artist instituted a $50 fee. So if you thought you knew what the message was, you had to send a $50 via Western Union artist with your answer, and then he would reply yes or no. Because there were so many people who were trying to contact him to see if they broke the code. Not a way to make money, but I guess it's just a way to cut down on all the contacts. Now, if you notice similarities between this story and Bitcoin, how this artist instituted a fee for someone to contact him regarding, regarding the code, cryptos, the artwork, cryptos. Now, if you think about today, look at all the transactions that Bitcoin has and the fees that it has. So it cuts down on the quality of the transactions, and it's not about the quantity. It's kind of interesting similarity that you see here between what's happened here and what's going on with the Bitcoin mempool right now. Anyways, a very interesting article. I was wondering what clue can I give that'd be so appropriate to the 10th clue for the 10th word of the 24 Mnemonic Seed, and this is perfect. This is really perfect. I hope you all enjoy figuring out this puzzle. This is a word for the 10th clue to the 10th word of the 24 Mnemonic Seed. Enjoy, and let's move on now. And this is all in the notes section. Hello, free Skillshare Media. How you doing? Welcome to the live chat. Let's close that out. Go on to this. So finally, we get to the rad power bike. Yeah. All right. So this is the website here. And so, man, I was watching a lot of videos. I've seen other makes and manufacturers. I know there might be some less, there might be more, there might be some more that are a little bit powerful, less powerful, all that. But overall, if I was, I don't mind paying, for a bicycle like this, especially if I really like the company. And so, from what I could tell, Rad Power Bikes was a Kickstarter, and their flagship, product was the Rad Rover. The Rad Rover being, let's see here, what is the Rad Rover? This is the Rad Rover right here. And so this is their flagship. They have quite a few. They're all the same price except for this one here, which is the Rad Wagon. And right now, this is their 2018 pre-order. All of these are pre-order except for their flagship, which is the Rad Rover. And so here's the thing: if you order two, which I did, I ordered two. I paid the full price. They don't, I didn't call them ahead and say, hey, I'm going to make a video or anything. I just, just like a normal person, like anybody else, I wait in line just like everyone else. But it says here, if you order two, you have to wait for the pre-order to be finished. Now, they're taking pre-orders for January. I think they told me, I did call them, I think January, next week, January is when they'll actually complete their pre-orders. Then it'll ship from there. And then from where I am, it'll take about 3 to 4 days coming from Seattle. So I don't know if they make it there. I don't know if the parts are from the U.S. I don't think they're made all in the U.S. It's kind of impossible to be competitive and have the product come from the U.S. I'm pretty sure they're imported from somewhere. The battery is Samsung, so I know that's probably maybe coming from Korea. and the looks like all of the frames are aluminum too. So that's another thing. You know, aluminum frames, they don't rust. And so, like other bikes will be steel frames, and steel frames rust because I have a regular bike that I bought at Goodwill for 20 bucks. It's a steel frame. I've had it for like almost 5 years now. I leave it outside. It's $20, not a big deal. You know, I bought it because I wanted to ride a bicycle here and there, go to the grocery store, and it's pretty much rusting. It's rusting quick. So to know that these are aluminum frames, it's good to know because they won't rust out. So, but those are some of the models. But the problem is if you order two and you order one of the pre-order ones, which they say pre-order right here, pre-order. All of them are pre-order except the Rad Rover here, which is the flagship line. You have to wait for everything to be completed, then they'll order it to you. So I called them to see. I called this 800 number up here, which is I think you can only contact them 9 to 5 Seattle time in order to actually talk to someone. So I called their 800 number, and I wanted to know if I can order two and get the 200 discount, but have the bikes shipped separately, because this bike right here is ready right now. It can be shipped right away. So I'm hoping by sometime mid next week or towards the end of next week, I'll be getting one of these. I'm going to get it's a white one I got. And then this one will take a week to get the pre-order done, and then another 3 to 4 days for me to get. So I'm hoping to get one of the bikes so I can put it together and use it. And then after I do that, I'll get the other bike, which is this one, and I'll be putting that together. So, I'm very excited. I can't wait. And so let's take a look at this, because I'm so excited. I'm willing to share this with you all. I'll probably be making a video on it. It's kind of like a little motorcycle / scooter without, the registration, insurance. It's pretty expensive bike, and it's pretty heavy. I wouldn't normally pay for this, but because it's an electric bike, and apparently can go up to 20 miles an hour, maybe even a little bit more. I'm willing to have fun with it. And I told my wife, I told my kids, my oldest is pretty excited. So let me see. I got the white one. Let's have a little better look. I wonder why it's like that. I don't know why it's colored like that. That's strange. All right. That's the black one. There we go. Okay. So this is the color I got. And I kind of like it because it has kind of like a Bitcoin color to it. And so I figured, why not? It's a little Bitcoin color. So this is the one I got, and this is for the house, or this is just for my area. So I'm going to take this out to the fitness center. I'm going to take it out to the sports center. I'm going to go, off-roading. I'm going to go trailing with it. There's a lot of levees around here, and I could take kind of like the back roads. I could kind of explore more of my community where I live a little bit more, enjoy it. I know in the sports center that's in my area, there's the equestrian center for the horses, and some of the horses, they go out and they walk along the levees, so they go horseback riding, and so I'll be able to take the electric bike, and hopefully I'll have fun with those big fat tires, man. Hey, Andre Barnwell, how you doing? Good to see you in the live chat. So I'm pretty excited. So this is the one I ordered. Let me see. I ordered some accessories. I ordered the fenders, and they're like full size fenders, so they look like a motorcycle. They look very close, very similar to a motorcycle with the fenders on them. I wanted to order the rack on the back rack, but the guy told me over the phone, I believe his name is Eric. He told me over the phone that they are the racks are 2017 model. If I wait a week to order it, and apparently they'll order and ship for free. So if I order the rack a week later, it will ship free. I just have to attach it. When this bike comes to me, it'll come in a box. I have to assemble it. So I guess it doesn't really matter. You know, I'll just assemble it later. But the reason why I'm waiting is because the new rack on the back right here, on the back side, right here, has accessories that you can attach. So you can attach a seat for a young child. You can attach a different basket and everything to the rack. So the newer model, you can has some accessories that the older rack you couldn't. So that's what I waited for. Hey, how you doing, Kumpball? Good to see you in the live chat. Yes, I made so much money today. I made so much money. I made $10,000 today, Kumpball. Yeah, so I'm taking all the money and buying you know, a very expensive electric bicycle. Well, thank you. Are you jealous? I think Kumpball's jelly. He's a jelly. Anyways, so this is the 2018 model. I'm really excited on this, so I can't wait to get it. But you know, I was hoping. The thing is, the battery pack, the older models had a USB charger on it. I was hoping that this would have a USB charger on it, but it doesn't. It's just a big battery. They do, however, have a USB right here on the console. So I was really hoping, I really thought that maybe the battery would have a USB port, so I could take this big old battery pack with me and charge my phone and everything. But that's not the case. If I was going to charge my phone, which I still can, I would have to be around the bike, because the USB charger is actually right here on this console, right here. So, but anyways, that's small, minor stuff. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all, actually. So this is the bike that I got. I'm hoping to get this all up and running. And when I do, oh man, I'm going to have so much fun. I'm going to have so much fun. Matter of fact, let's see. I'm going to try to show you what here's the accessories. Let me see. Where are the accessories? Waiting for it to load. And you know, they say they're like a manufacturer direct to consumer case. That may be the case. They may be manufacturing and then selling to consumer. I don't think they have a distributor and a retailer or anything like that. It may be hard, because eventually, if they do have a distributor or retailer, the bikes would probably cost in the $2,500 range, which I've seen some of these electronic bikes actually cost like $2,500. So it's pretty amazing. Let me see here. What accessories? Let me show you the accessory that I got for it. And again, you know, it's since I don't work like some people actually have to work for a living. I don't work anymore. I haven't been employed in over like my goodness, 7 years now, maybe close to 10 years. I haven't been employed in 10 years. So I just hang around in my neighborhood. You know, my neighborhood has a fitness center, sports center, has a lot of recreational, you know, amenities. And the reason I picked this area is because it has a lot of recreational amenities and a lot of trails. And this bike is perfect, man. I could take it on. I could take it. I think I can actually drive this, like literally ride this in the street. It goes 20 miles an hour. It can go faster if I pedal with it. So it could probably go up to 20 to 30 miles an hour. And because it's pedal assist with the electric motor, man, I won't get tired. I mean, I'll get some exercise. I probably will get exercise, but man, I can just, you know, ride all day with it. So I wanted to get this rack, but I'm waiting for the 2018 version rack because I think I can add like other stuff like this handle. What else? Maybe the bag, seats, other baskets and everything. So let me see. I'm looking for the fender. Okay, so here's the fender. So this is what it's gonna kind of look like. This is the rear part, but it has two parts to it. So if you look at it, it almost looks like a motorcycle. Like you could see, like here. Let me see if I can get a bigger. Yeah, it's kind of like this. It'll actually look like this. Let me see if I can click on it. There we go. So that's what it looks like with the fender on it. And so this is black, of course. Mine will be white with the black fenders. And yeah. Well, Compa, the reason why it's 20 miles an hour is because by law it has to be 20 miles. Otherwise, it would be a motorized vehicle in which I would need to register and put a license on it. So if it's under 20, it's manufactured and set to 20, but once you get it, you can actually adjust it to do like maybe 25 miles an hour. You can increase the settings to do 25 miles an hour. I don't know about this one in particular, but I've seen some videos out there that do that. But anyways, that's the reason why it's 20 miles an hour Compa, because for legal reasons. If it was anything over 20 miles an hour, it would have to be a licensed and registered motor vehicle at that point in time. So this is what it's probably going to look like. And so I'm going to hold off on the rear rack. But I did want the fenders because it makes it look cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to drive it in the rain, but maybe I'll get some splashes. I don't want to get all wet from riding it. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm really going to enjoy this. I'm going to have fun. And the whole point of it was because, you know, I don't work anymore. I definitely don't work now that I've been trading Bitcoin and using Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a big part of my life now. But you know, I use this to basically get around my neighborhood now, and I don't have to drive around because I'm driving my youngest to daycare, and I'm basically having to fill up every week. She'll eventually be going to first grade, or actually she'll be going to kindergarten. She's going to pre-K, so you know, my youngest will go to kindergarten. And that's a different school, so I guess I'll be walking her to the school, to kindergarten, and then I'm going to take this and basically go to the fitness center, which takes 25 minutes on a regular bike, but I think I can probably get there in 15 minutes. I can probably get there in 15 minutes. It's actually 5 miles. So this has a radius of 20 miles, and a setting from the manufacturer of 20 miles an hour. If I pedal, I could probably, you know, do 20 to 25 to 35 if I pedal. So I can probably get there. In, well, I wouldn't say 20. I could probably get there in 20 minutes because I probably do have to slow down at some parts. But 20 minutes to get there, not bad. Otherwise, I would be driving my car. And then after I go to the fitness center, I can go to the sports center, which is an outdoor area. They have soccer fields, basketball. They have trails that go next to the river, and you know, I could explore different areas along the levee and just take a ride. So I'm going to be enjoying life. You know, some people, you know, like to ride Lambos. Me, you know, I think I like this. This is for me. This is more interesting. This is I prefer this. And like I said, anybody who buys a car is an idiot. If you're buying a car for pleasure, you're an idiot, because you know, once you drive it, you lose a third of its value. Especially people like, either you're ultra rich and you're buying ultra super duper high end cars, or else you're an idiot and you're just an average Joe who thinks you're rich, and you're buying, you know, pretend, you know, expensive car like a Mercedes, BMW, Corvette, you know, Porsche. You're buying a, you know, a wannabe, you know, rich car, and it's losing a third of its value, you know, and it's just wasting gas and money and insurance. But if you want to feel like you're rich, I mean, go ahead. I just don't find value in that. If I was going to do that, I would take that money and buy Bitcoin and have it make money for me, where essentially I can buy something like this. I don't want to spend too much, but you know, if you make some money trading Bitcoin, you know, it's okay to spend some money once in a while, you know, enjoy life. And also, I think my family, when I told them I bought 2 of these, or I bought 2 bikes, they were intrigued. They really were. So I can't wait. I'm hoping I think the fenders really make it look like a motorcycle. It kind of makes it look like a motorcycle scooter. So I think that's pretty awesome, man. I'm pretty excited about it anyway. I don't know about you guys, but let me see. And then I'll show you the other one that I purchased. So anyways, I called the 800 number. I talked to the guy. His name's Eric. And hey, how you doing, Brad Taylor? Good to see you. So so I told him I want the Rad Rover right now. I want that shipped immediately, but I want all the pre-orders. You see where it says Rad Mini 2018 pre-order. All the pre-orders don't come until next week, and then they ship, and it takes about 3 to 4 days. I told him I like to do 2 separate orders, but I want the $200 discount, and you can see right here. You can see right here, right about here, the promo code. It says $200 off your total when you buy any 2 e-bikes with code. Well, the problem is if you order together, they don't ship until everything's completed. So I would have to wait an extra week. So I called the 800 number up here, up on top. And I talked to Eric, and very friendly. You know, this is kind of what I look for now. You know, we live in a digital age, in an internet age, where supposedly the website is where you order from, and that's where you're getting your discount, right? That's where you're getting direct from a manufacturer. And I guess I could have done that. And if you think about the crypto space, everything's online. You don't talk to nobody, not even Coinbase. You call Coinbase. Now they got customer service, but man, before you called anybody, you couldn't get anybody, nobody whatsoever, man. You know, and even exchanges to a certain degree, you can't get anybody. You try calling Bitstamp or Bitphoenix, you can't get anyone. You try emailing them and all that, you just get an email. So what made a difference for me was I can call them, and someone picked up. All right, somebody picked up the phone, and not only that, they spoke English. You know, they didn't, you know, do "Hello, sir, how may I help you?" That was my Indian voice, if that made sense. You know, "Please come again." You know, it's not an Indian guy or Pakistani guy, and it's not a, you know, Chinese guy. He's like, "Oh, hi, how are you? How can I help you today?" You know, it's not it's a guy who speaks English and understands English, right? At least Eric was. I don't know what his nationality is, but he spoke English, and that's the language I spoke. And so it's good that someone can pick up the phone within a couple rings too. When you first call, it's like I think there is a machine that says push 1 for sales, 2 for technical. You know, of course, I expect if I push 1 for sales, somebody's going to pick up pretty soon, right? So, anyways, I told him my situation. I want the Rad Rover now, and I want the mini bike whenever it comes in. So he took my order. He said, "Sure, I can do that for you." How it works is you pay the full price for the Rad Rover. On the mini bike, I'll give you the $200 discount. And that's great. It worked out. As we were talking, as I ordered it, he emailed it. And I think they work through some kind of Spotify. I'm not sure if it's the company itself or someone else, but they were pretty knowledgeable. Very, very knowledgeable. So this is the Rad Mini. This is the one that's going to fold. I got the white one, and again, you see a little orange in there, a little bit of orange, a little bit of Bitcoin color in there. So this one folds. It's a smaller bike. It has the smaller wheels, big old fat smaller wheels. It comes with a rack. Oh man, I am so excited. It's the same battery. So when I order 2, I get 2 batteries, so I could switch them out, so I don't have to order an extra spare. Anyways. Usually if I order 2, I get 2 of the same, but in this case, I want 2 different ones. And I think this one's great for the kids, man. Oh, I was showing my oldest one this, and yeah, my oldest one's very, very, very excited. And I'm excited too. So this looks awesome. Just go through some of the pictures. I think some of these, that's the black one. They got basically 2 colors. Comes with the light and everything. Man, this is going to be the same thing. It goes 20 miles an hour, has a range of 20 miles or so. A little bit longer, actually, 25 to 30 miles, because it has a bigger, stronger battery, as a 14 amp battery. I think the electric motor is a 750 watt motor. And so, man, I think it's going to have a good speed to it. And this is what it looks like folded. So, and the reason I got this was eventually I'm going to do I'm going to get a van. I'm going to travel in the van. I got a car right now. I know this could fit in the back of the car. Man, that's about the size right there. Yeah, there's the gauge right there, and there's the USB port right there, man. So when I'm riding my bike and people are hitting me up to buy Bitcoins, I can charge my phone if the battery gets too low, and I could be trading Bitcoins, riding on my electric bike out on a trail or wherever. That's the plan anyway. That's my fantasy. Most likely I won't. Most likely I won't. But summer's coming up. There's the motor. It's the same one on the Rover, on the Rad Rover. It's the same one, 7 gears to it. So, man, I am excited, and I'm glad I'm sharing this whole experience with you. I'll make a video on it. You all can see it, and it's all thanks to Bitcoin, man. All thanks to Bitcoin. Anyways, there it goes. So that's enough of that. Thank you for sharing that experience with me in the live chat. Appreciate it. BlockMax, how you doing? Let's close off of that. Let's see what you're all saying in the live chat here. Sons of Crypto Bicycle Gang. Let's see what I missed here. We got a lot from Cumpball's in the house. I think Cumpball's a little jelly. I mean, not even Craig Grant has an electric bike. So I don't think Trayvon James has an electric bike. He was too stupid, and he got himself a BMW for some reason. Dual overhead cameras. No, this is not the second time I've given away the 10th clue. This is the first time. The last time I gave away the 9th clue. This is the 10th time now. Or you're right. This is not my second time to give away the 10th clue. I'm pretty sure it's my first time. The bike, you think the bike's it might get stolen. But where I live, it's like where I live, it's not a place. I mean, you're right. Things have gotten stolen in this area, but it's not by the people that live here. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lock on it, so I'll be locking it up. I'm alone. And the places that I do go, the places that I do go, like the fitness center, those people that go to the fitness center, they drive like Mercedes and BMWs and Land Rovers. I don't think they're going to steal my bike. It's not that kind of a place. I'm not in a ghetto like some people are. I have to look over. Well, I don't have to look over my back, but yeah, some people that don't live here. They come in this neighborhood, and they cause trouble. But I'll keep my eye on it and thank you for your concern. There isn't any possibility that they make all the parts in the U.S. at that price. I promise you. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure a lot of it comes from China, and so there's a really good chance it may be assembled. It might be assembled here in the U.S. It sounds like it's assembled, no, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it is all just shipped here as in a box already, and all they do is they reship it out. They take the orders and reship it out, and maybe they ship out the extra accessories. So in that case, yeah, maybe, but at least they're a front U.S. facing company. In that regard, they are a U.S. company. Buy Bitcoin says, the mini seems like a waste of money. Why not buy 2 for an extra 100? Well, if you buy 2, you get $200 off. They're all the same price. They're $1,499. I wanted the mini because I do plan on traveling just traveling in general. Eventually, I do want to get a travel van or a cargo van that I'm going to convert. And that way I can take that little foldable bike with me. And the foldable bike, from what I can tell, I've seen other videos, is almost as good and just as fast. It has the same battery, has the same distance, and has the same speed as the Rad Rover, the regular bike. So that's why I did that. So I could fold it up, put it in either the back of my car, back of the trunk, back of the what do I have? I have a Hyundai Tucson, so in the back of the hatch, or put it in the van if I ever get a van to travel. You know what's funny was DD8209. You know what's funny is when I go to the gym, there's like bicycles there. There's stationary bikes there. But you know what's going to be good is when I go to the gym, I don't have to go on the stationary bike anymore. I can just go hit the weights. I'll just hit the weights immediately and just do that. They got the gym that's there, the fitness center. Man, they got a lot of what do you call them? Not weights, but the pulleys. I like using the pulleys. They're like free, so they're a little different. They work on the muscle a little bit differently, and you're not like constrained to the weights. You're just isolating some of the. So, And plus, they have a pool there too. So they have the Olympic-sized swimming pool. So if I get in the summer, if I get really hot, I can go swimming. And yeah, in the summer, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 5 different pool areas that I can go to. So now I can kind of just, you know, depending where I am, I can go to the different pools that I want to go to. How you doing, Ghost? Good to see you. Kumpal drives a Prius. Oh goodness. Natty Danger, how you doing? Kumpal's mad because he probably invested in BitConnect or something like that. Let's see, Hiroja, how you doing? I just saw you right now. Welcome to the live chat. James Bond, he says you need a helmet like bike tassels, baseball cards, and wicker basket for the front. I'm not going to get a basket for the front because I'm going to have a rear rack, and I'm going to actually have milk cartons, the square ones, and I'm going to zip tie those to the back. And so, although they say they have accessories you could put on the rear rack, because I do plan on going to the store, to the local store, which is only like, you know, maybe 10 minutes biking from me, 10 to 15 minutes. And, you know, I usually get my usual, pico de gallo. I get my pico de gallo, kidney beans, summer sausage, and that's about all I get, you know, out of the store. That's all I need. Those are the 3 things I actually eat quite a bit. And yeah, I might get a helmet. I'm going to get a little cooler with the visor. I'll let you know. Let me see. What are you guys saying? Oh, you know, would I ever spend, you know, if I would spend 10K on a car, maybe on a van, on a new van, but you know, I'm kind of cheap because I'm a kind of like a handyman. If you've seen some of my Harbor Freight videos, I do a lot of welding. I work with a lot of tools, so I think I like to build things. I like working because it helps build your mind and brings you to certain realities. You know, like people, when they imagine things, you know, I remember when I was younger, I would imagine stuff and just think it would work. Now that I'm older and I actually have tools that actually do stuff with things, I realize how stupid I was because of the things that I thought I could do in my head. And it makes sense. Like in your head, like in crypto, you think, okay, I just sell out of Bitcoin into Ripple and into this and to that and that and this, and I'll arbitrage and I'll do all this stuff, and it sounds great in your head, but when you actually do it, it doesn't work out for some reason. And the best thing to do is actually just buy and hold Bitcoin. And if you're smart, you would just trade Bitcoin and cash instead of Bitcoin, altcoin, and then come out like, yes, you made money, but if you held on to your Bitcoin in the first place, you would have made even more money, way more money. Because if you look at the charts, like most of the altcoins have underperformed Bitcoin. And on top of that, altcoins, you can't scale your profits. You can take like $1 and turn it to $100, okay? And you can cash out $100, all right? But you can't take $1 million and turn it into $100 million with these altcoins, because their market cap is literally like $100 million. If you sold out, you would turn, like, you wouldn't get $100. You wouldn't get $100 million out of it, all right? Because you'd be crashing the price. You probably get like a quarter of that. You only end up with 25 million, if that. But if you're the only holder of these coins, yeah, here's the irony: if you own that many coins, that means you are the market, all right? And you wouldn't really get a quarter. You would actually probably you would get nothing. You would make your first sale All right, you would sell your first crap coin and it would go down to 0. So being the like 90% holder of a crap coin, you know, it just doesn't work. James Bond, are you saying you got racks on racks on racks? Oh goodness, you guys are so funny. Do the fat chicks love me? Maybe. You know, I can probably pick up a few fat chicks, you know, on that bicycle. Probably. You know, the fat ones are always the desperate ones. It says DD8209 says James Bond, just please, for the love of God, don't put a basket and handlebar streamers and a bell or a horn. Well, the bike actually comes with a bell. All right, so the bike actually comes with a bell. But yeah, I'm not going to put a basket. I'm not going to put any streamers. The bike actually comes with a bell already. Hey, Will Campbell, how you doing? You say, I got a 50cc beach cruiser, barely sips gas and gets 30 miles to the gallon. Was cheap too. Yeah, you know, I was contemplating getting a motorcycle, but you have to register it most likely. You have to, you know, get insurance on it, and you know, this with the bicycle, I don't have to register it, license for it, and I don't have need any insurance, and I could drive it on the sidewalk as well as on the road, and as well as off terrain. You know, I could just take it anywhere. It's just a general purpose bike. So, and plus, I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to pay for gas. Although I'll be using electricity. And the irony is, a lot of people think going electric is green. It's actually not, because your electricity is being fueled by you know, coal, nuclear, or natural gas for the most part. So it's not green per se, you know. But again, it might be a little bit better than gasoline. Burning gas is the worst thing you can do. You know, there's better uses for your gas than burning it. But so far, we like to burn gas for some reason. Let's see. We're Brad Taylor. How you doing? Brad Taylor says, bicyclist, musical tone. I can ride my bike with no handlebars, no handlebars, no handlebars. Good song. I should listen to that song now. Oh, okay. So it's just jumped around here. Patrick, good to see you. The most interesting man in the world, I'm sure, at one point lived in a van. How much have you made with crypto? You know, I haven't kept track, but you know, you can only imagine, like, if you had 10 bitcoins, and if you know, let's say you bought them around $500, let's just say, so that's 5,000. Now they're worth 100,000. I mean, and if anybody who had any bitcoins before 500 at $500, you're rich. You're very well. You're richer, and then if you had them at 1,000, you're even richer. I mean, you're still richer. So, have I made a lot? I probably did, but they're in Bitcoin. So whatever the Bitcoin's worth is what they're worth. Do I cash out a little bit at a time? I do. Mainly because I trade peer-to-peer. And so whenever somebody comes to me and says, hey, I'd like to buy Bitcoin, I don't really turn anyone away. If I have the coins and they're in my trading wallet, then I'll trade with them, no matter what the price is. Now, what I can do is I can always say no, But at the same time, what I can control is when I buy. So eventually, when I do run out of Bitcoins, I mean, I would have to buy Bitcoins again in order to refill my trading wallet. But you know, because the price of Bitcoin's gone up so much, you don't have to do that as often. And so I don't know how much I've really made. You know, I could tell you it's probably a good amount because all my gains are in Bitcoin. So as long as the Bitcoin price has gone up, I remember I was at the beginning of this year, I bought one Bitcoin for $1,000, and I was going to use that $1,000 as giveaways. And I was doing giveaways, you know, doing Bitcoin giveaways. Well, that one Bitcoin, it's a little less than one Bitcoin now, but that one Bitcoin now is like, you know, I think it's $8,000 or $9,000. So, you know, I just made it with my Bitcoin giveaway. I could take a portion of that. Even my tips. I have a tip Bitcoin address for tips. Some of that came from me, but I had other people who tipped me. That's worth $2,000 or $3,000. I mean, I could have used the tip money to buy those bikes. So, you know, being a hodler of Bitcoin has really paid off. Has really paid off big time. Hiroja Shy Space Odyssey Network says, "We'll live by the river in a van." I don't know if I'll live by a river. I'm mostly going to be traveling city to city. I'm going to be stealth. You know, I'll be stealth van traveling. I'll be staying in different cities. To, I guess, crypto meetups or crypto-related meetups, and I like to see what other people are talking about and what people are really saying. Maybe even make new contacts, make new friends. Hopefully, find a new seller. I'm always looking for sellers. You can never run out of sellers. People who are willing to sell you Bitcoin. That's the hardest part, is finding people who could sell you Bitcoin, because a lot of people are hodlers. I don't go to the exchanges anymore. I don't register with the exchange. I don't do any of that. I trade peer to peer now. That is one of the safest way. You know, you always have physical security, but I think I got that covered because I always carry a knife and I always take my gun with me. Andre Barnwell says, and James Bond brings it right back to Bitcoin. Let's laugh, love it. Well, you know, everything is about Bitcoin to me. I wouldn't be able to buy those electric bicycles if I wasn't in Bitcoin. I'll be honest with you. And if I wasn't in Bitcoin, I would still be working, or I'd be at a new job, and I'd be driving. I would wake up every morning and drive to the new place, and then come home. You know, after working 8, maybe 9 hours. Really, you work 10 hours, because if you think about it, you wake up an hour early, you get ready, takes you an hour to get to work, you have an hour of lunch, which you don't get paid for, but you're somewhere else. And so you're working 4 hours and 4 hours, right? You're working 8 hours, but you're gone for like 12 hours. And then by the time you get home, right, the day is completely gone. Most of the day is completely gone. You know, people don't work out. People don't ride bikes. They come home, especially if you have children, you got to take care of the children. And so Bitcoin has given me the time why I can, you know, honestly say Bitcoin definitely has made an impact on my life. And, you know, I got in, you could say I'm lucky, you could say I'm unlucky, but it has made a difference to the point where I haven't worked, I haven't been employed for some reason. I don't know why. I'm able to trade peer-to-peer with people, even though I no longer use localbitcoins.com. People just seem to know me. I do use Mycelium, and so that's another way. maybe also word of mouth, you know. So I'm fortunate in that way. I'm also unfortunate because, you know, it's a curse as well as a blessing sometimes to be in Bitcoin, because, you know, you're financially isolated. The banks will close your account. They'll even cut off your credit cards, and, you know, you could be financially isolated for being a Bitcoiner. I mean, just literally, just being a Bitcoiner, you can be financially isolated. You can be shut off from the incumbent system, because I think Bitcoin really is that powerful. It allows me to do. It allows me to take my life back, and I'm trying to live my life. And in some ways, I'm trying to show that to you by, I guess, talking to you about it. I mean, people do have, you can have a life and still be in Bitcoin. You know, you don't have to travel the world. You don't have to go to conferences. You don't have to, you know, be with the right people and rubbing elbows with these, you know, people or certain people. You can be completely anonymous, unknown, as long as you participate in the network somehow, way, shape, or form. Whether you develop, whether you trade peer to peer, whether you mine. You know, if you mine Bitcoin, like you're a real miner, okay, not a cloud miner. If you are some way, shape, or form participating in this network and putting the time and effort into it, it does. In my case, it does reward you. You know, you are rewarded. Just as a miner, you can even argue that I am a miner. I am a miner. I'm a physical manifestation of a miner. And the work and energy I put into creating blocks, because every time I transact, I'm helping to create a block. I get rewarded. All right, there's an incentive for me to do this. Other than there's a financial incentive, but also I guess a belief incentive. You know, you really do have to believe in what you're doing to actually keep doing this. I do admit that. So let me see. Dual Red Cabinet, you say he definitely doesn't pay taxes on his gain because he's a gangster, right? Well, you know, I don't really keep track of it. And I guess as long as I don't work for an employer, like, you know, what taxes can I show a gain on? I mean, it's pretty much in Bitcoin. And the money I guess you could say the money if I am spending any money, it's that my wife's money, or the money I originally had that was mine to begin with. So I'm using that. I guess at some point, maybe I will have to pay taxes, maybe. But here's the thing: if you keep most of your wealth in Bitcoin, you know, what's there to tax? And I'm glad you brought that up. Some of the articles that I'm going to be talking about, we'll talk about that. Blockmax, you say, I'm 17, it's too late to buy Bitcoin and the future. What would you think Bitcoin will be at? Well, I was, this is when Bitcoin was around 13,000, but even at current prices, 11,000. And the way, if I just if I do a ratio of current price to supply, I came up with the number of $40.5 million. So plus or minus a few million. Okay, what if I was $35 million in a 10-year period? That's just a guess. I'm guessing, but I'm just using some kind of ratio based on past and current price movements. So, you know, even if you can't afford one Bitcoin, like I was surprised if I can ever. I wonder if I can ever afford 100 Bitcoins, right? But if you think about it, the people who were here since maybe before 2013, they had 1,000 Bitcoins. And here's the thing: everyone always says that more, and everyone always complains about the price being too high. But here's the thing: everyone had a chance during that whole time when everyone complained about the price being too high, when it was 500, 600, 700, 800, 300, whatever, 200. They always complain about the price being too high, but now the price is at 10,000, over 10,000, and there's, it's like everybody sold. Some of these people actually sold. Some of these people don't even hold onto their coins. They literally don't even want Bitcoin. They're using it as a transfer. They're transferring it, and they're transferring back. That's all they're doing. They're just moving it around. They don't even hold Bitcoin, and a lot of these people don't even, hodl. You'll be surprised how many people really don't hodl that are using Bitcoin. And there's very few. I believe there's very few people that have a lot of Bitcoin. I think there are many people that have some Bitcoin. Okay, maybe 100. Maybe some of them maybe have 1,000, but it's not like one person has 10,000 Bitcoins. And so there's very few of those people. And so I think more people have gone into the space. So don't think you're nope. What happened to my screen? Here we go. Sorry about that. So don't think you missed out. I'm still going to trade. I'm still going to gain. I'm still going to get more Bitcoin. It's just going to get harder to get more Bitcoin over time. That's all it is. I'm hoping the price goes down further so that I can get more Bitcoin at a lower price. Okay, so let's go back to this. All right, so let's go to this article here. This is an article here. It says cryptocurrency bans are inevitable. Macron and Merkel to trigger global Bitcoin crackdown. I talked about this before. This article kind of reinforces what I was talking about. It even talks about, I mean, literally, it even talks about G20. They're going to go to the G20, and they're going to regulate. They're going to try to come up with regulations for Bitcoin. Now, I don't think they're going to try to regulate the people who use Bitcoin, the off and off ramps to Bitcoin, which are exchanges, which are merchant processors, which are basically third-party services. Those are going to be regulated. But the peer-to-peer market, I don't think will be regulated. It's too hard. But you could see the effort, the tremendous effort that France and Germany is trying to impose. And some of the wording in this article, I mean, they really want to crack down on cryptocurrency because it does threaten the stability of the government being able to control currencies. And so this is kind of big. I think there will be, I wouldn't say a fight. You're going to be, cryptocurrency and governments will be butting heads in 2018. 2018 will not be the year of the hard forks, will not be the year of any ICOs. 2018 will be the year of what I would essentially say either a regulation or crackdown. And I think that's what it holds. That's the future of 2018, and you're already seeing that. And you're already seeing it in China. You're already seeing it in Korea. You're starting to see it in Europe. You're already seeing it in India. So let's continue on to the next story here. Okay, so next story is, okay, here's the next story. Gregory Maxwell resigns from Blockstream. Now, this is kind of interesting because I kind of correlate this to how Charlie Lee resigned from Coinbase. Now, you think Charlie Lee working at Coinbase is kind of cushy. He could have milked it a couple more years, but he resigned to work on Litecoin. And ever since Charlie Lee left, Coinbase has kind of been, well, has become the bastard child of the cryptocurrency space. And so when I see Gregory Maxwell resigning from Blockstream, I kind of see maybe Blockstream in that same scenario. Will Lightning Network, will SegWit and Lightning Network be successful? Will the Lightning Network be successful? I don't know. It may or may not have anything to do with anything. You know, some people just want to resign and do something else. Maybe Gregory Maxwell made a lot of money on Bitcoin. Apparently, he did resign in November, eventually leaving December, and this kind of news came out in the mainstream now. But it could be just, you know, he made a lot of money, and now he doesn't have to go to work. He can just wake up in the morning and either go back to sleep or roll over or get up. Apparently, you know, if he has enough free time, he can, you know, contribute to Bitcoin full time. And one of the things he said he wanted to work on was, let me see if I could scroll down here. In order to spend more time working independently on deep protocol work, especially new cryptographic privacy. I'm reading right here in this section. All right. In order to spend more time working independently on deep protocol work, especially new cryptographic privacy and security technology for Bitcoin, I resigned from Blockstream last November. It took until the end of December to wind down my involvement there. And so if you take that and you know, just accepted that statement as literal, then, you know, this could be a good time, you know, for Bitcoin to actually do something, right? To actually work and complete projects. And one of the things that I think is important is privacy. So I think Bitcoin will be working on privacy and fungibility. And so I think those I think are important. I come to realize how important that is. You know, people can track your transactions, and if you want some privacy, you know, implementing some privacy features, it would be greatly appreciated and very important for the use of Bitcoin. I do believe that. I do believe that. That is important to me. I'm starting to realize that. All right, so let's go on to the next one. So Gregory Maxwell leaving, resigning. I think, if anything, that's bad for Blockstream. But I think overall that's probably very good for Bitcoin, because now you have a full-time developer who can full-time develop, which, you know, that's good. That's always good. So here's another one. Cryptocurrency PONZI scheme operator sued for fraud. So this is coming from Newsweek, but it's really from Reuters. Let's see what it talks about here real quick. Okay, it says U.S. derivatives watchdog, which is the CFTC, said on Friday that it has filed charges against 3 separate cryptocurrency operators, alleging the defendants had defrauded customers, set up Ponzi schemes, and broken other commodity trading rules. In a further sign, regulators globally are cracking down on emerging asset class. So the lawsuit filed by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission in the New York District Court. So one of them was against a New York resident, I'm reading right about here, Patrick McDonald, and his company, Cabbage Tech. I think I know what this is. Is this Cabbage Coin? Cabbage Coin? So Cabbage Tech with Cabbage Coin. I don't know if that's the same guy or not, but I remember watching on YouTube this guy from New York selling Cabbage Coin, and maybe the company name was Cabbage Tech, was stealing money from his customers he had solicited for providing virtual currency trading and other services. So that's the first one. The second case right here, the second case is against Dylan Michael Dean of Colorado and his UK registered company, Entrepreneurs Headquarters Ltd, operated a Ponzi scheme. Wow, sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds very familiar. And then right here, if you look, I'll try to highlight this here. You highlight that. Let me see if I'm still streaming. Yep. So I'm going to highlight this here. See that right there? It says the third case remained under seal as of Thursday night. I'm wondering who or what the third case is. So, I mean, I'm kind of wondering, could it be BitConnect? Could it be the owners of BitConnect? I mean, first of all, you would have to find out who the owners are. But is it possible that maybe, or maybe it's some of the promoters in BitConnect? What do you all think in the chat? Or anybody else who want to make a comment? The third case remained under seal as of Thursday. I don't know. Just because the SEC, well, not the SEC, just because the state securities wrote a letter to BitConnect, other agencies could maybe, file charges. So I thought this was a very interesting story, considering BitConnect exit scammed for the most part, and now is trying to push people to BitConnect X. So I wonder what's going on with that. I'm pretty sure. I have a just strange feeling that the third case may be BitConnect. Anyways, food for thought. Let's go on to the next one real quick. Or let's go see what you're all saying in the live chat. I could just refresh that. All right, so here's another one right here, okay? IT department slaps tax notice to Indian cryptocurrency investors. So India, obviously, I think in India, things are definitely getting cracked down over there. Exchanges are getting cracked down, and then the users themselves are getting cracked down. Let's see what you're all saying here. Dave Hamilton says, if Bitcoin hasn't overtaken the economic systems, you are still early. I think we are still early. I do believe that. I mean, barely anybody knows about cryptocurrencies. It's a very small community. It really is. It seems like we make it sound like it's a lot, but it's not. It's really a very, very small community. And we're still early. Even though 80% of Bitcoin has been mined, I believe we're gonna enter into a kind of like a Goldilocks kind of phase, where the price has to be constantly inflated to extract the remaining 20% of those Bitcoins. So 80% has been mined, but getting the 20%, mining the 20%, the price has to go up. And that's where I came up with a ratio on current price value per Bitcoin in supply, all right, and potential future supply. I came up with a ratio, and that ratio led me to in a 10-year period, okay, in 10 years, $40.5 million for one Bitcoin in order to extract the remaining 20% of the Bitcoins to be mined. The price has to go up that high if the difficulty continues to rise. That's the other thing. If the difficulty continues to rise, and based on current ratios and projections of supply, coins and supply versus total remaining coins to be mined, I came up with the price in 10 years to be $40.5 million for one Bitcoin. Okay, now I'm guessing, I'm estimating. There are a lot of assumptions, but I wouldn't mind one Bitcoin being $40.5 million. The question is, by then, what will the price of coffee be? A coffee will be $20 probably, or $100. Who knows? Let's see what else we have here. Will Campbell says, did you know you have to give your private keys to use Lightning Network? I think it's always a hot wallet, from what I understand. So I guess you have to give your part of the private key. From what I understand, it takes 2 keys to complete the transaction. So yeah, I think there's always a key, or your part of the key, that's in the Lightning Network. So it takes, well, it depends how many hops. So if it's just one channel, you need a key, and the other person receiving needs a key, from what I understand. If there's like several hops, you need 1, 2, 3, 4 keys. I mean, it depends how many people do you have to go through. They all need their keys to approve the transactions, to get it bumped, to get it transferred through the hops. And so yeah, it's the Lightning Network is hot. It is a hot network. That is true. That is true. That's why transactions can be done so quickly. Yeah, it's basically, if you want to think about it, the Lightning Network is just one hot wallet. It's basically like one huge wallet, and we are a part of it. And within that wallet, we have our private keys. All the people that are in channels, they have their own private keys, in which they always have to use it. It's always being used. It's in a contract. It has to be used, especially if you're interconnecting other, users, or to basically transfer the Bitcoin to the end user. So yeah, there's a risk. There is a risk, and keep in mind, this is, I'm sure Lightning Network has been tested, but at the same time, it's not been used in the wild, and who knows what's in there. That's why you don't want to put a lot of Bitcoins. That's why people use it for small transactions, a couple $100, until it can actually prove itself. But if it can prove itself and actually does what it's supposed to do, I think it's pretty big. It's a big deal. A lot of effort and time has been put into it. It'd be nice to see something come out of it, at least. William Campbell says no thanks to the Lightning Network. Let me see. I lost my place. Okay, here we are. Brad Taylor says he can get a bicycle and join the Sons of Crypto. Yeah, I'm going to make the Sons of Crypto. Dave Hamilton says, I think you send the signed transaction and not the actual key on the Lightning Network. Yeah, I think you're right on that one as well. So it's not really a private key. It's just a signed transaction. I don't know. I have to probably go back and refresh on my Lightning. It's just been so long since I think I did it at the beginning of last year. I did my research into it, and so far you know, I haven't really seen anything in action yet. It'd be nice to see something in action. It'd be nice for me to actually use a Lightning wallet, and I can actually understand what's going on by using it. So far, it's just theoretical to me. Dual overhead cabinet says open source means you have a responsibility to learn how it works if you want to use it. If you think you have to give up your private keys to use Bitcoin, it's your responsibility to fix it yourself. I guess so. That's a good point. And then Will Campbell says sending your Bitcoin network, you need to give your private key for that access. Not only that, I think it's hilarious. People think companies are going to leave networks open for a long time to save cost. Yeah, you know, there's quite a debate of whether Lightning will really work and how long people are going to, you know, have a channel open. You know, the opening and closing of channels and then broadcasting on the main chain. It's kind of really, it's kind of like a chicken or the egg. You kind of go in circles. You know, you just won't know until Lightning's actually fully deployed and actually being used, and that's if people would want to use it. So even then, when it is being used, we don't know. I don't know. At least I don't know what's really going to happen. The only way to know is actually to implement it, deploy it, and use it. And so until I actually get to use a Lightning wallet and do a transaction, I won't know. I won't know. And nobody knows. I don't think anybody will. And then Will Campbell says companies will need to cash out those networks constantly to pay bills. It's a joke, but luckily they don't even have it ready at all. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Will. I understand what you're saying. It is like kind of like a catch-21 or a chicken or the egg. What came first? How are you going to process this? You know, why even do it if you're just going to close the network out? And how long are you going to leave it open? Yeah, those are good points. And we won't know until it actually happens, and we'll see. It's either going to fall or survive. So Dave Hamilton says you exchange signatures, not private keys. I just looked it up. I think you're right. I think you're right on that. There is no private keys on the Lightning Network. If you think about the Lightning Network, it's kind of like just a big giant wallet. You put it in, and then I guess your signatures allow you to use your Bitcoins that are inside this huge giant wallet. And it's hot, always hot. There are some safeguards. You know, it's kind of like a multi-signature in that way. So I guess you could say they are signatures. Will Campbell has a lot to say. The Bitcoin you send to the network will not be in your control. You will not have your private keys. Just because you're trying to say it a different way does not change the fact. Okay? Until it is sent back to you from the network, you do not control. I guess I understand what you're saying. You know, you are sending it inside. If you think about the Lightning Network as a huge hot wallet, and then you put it into this huge hot wallet, and you're just being able to have access to moving it around, you don't really own that Bitcoin or anything until you take it out of that hot wallet and put it into your hot wallet or into your wallet, and where you control the private keys. I understand your point. But you have to understand, you know, the Lightning Network it's not supposed to be like the main network. It's supposed to be something different, supposedly second layer, in which you can do instant transactions and all that. But you know, I don't know. You know, I haven't really thought of it that far through. I'm the type of person who actually understands more by using it. And once it's being used, I might even not use it. I might wait a little bit and find out, like, you know, if I wait, maybe the exploits will be exposed, in which then, you know, I won't even bother. But if I give it enough time and it's actually being used, I might put a little bit in it just to use it myself. And then if I can actually say this is how it works a little bit better by using it, and build a little bit more confidence and understand the flaws as well, because you can only understand the weakness of a system if you use it. You know, that's how you learn how to exploit a system. William Campbell says, if you are okay with that, more power to you. It's not how Bitcoin was designed. And you're right. And the Lightning Network is not Bitcoin. Let's keep that in mind. The Lightning Network is not Bitcoin. It is a second layer on top of Bitcoin. Ultimately, if people don't want to use the Lightning Network, they don't have to use it. They can still transact on the main chain. It is a 2 of 2 multi-sig where you have one private key and you sign transactions back and forth, P2P. That's the Lightning Network. Yeah. I guess if you want to put it that way, you could do it. It's been a long time since I've looked up the Lightning Network, but I know it has to do something with signatures, and you need 2 parties, or depending on how many hops, you know, which they automatically just sign for. You know, if you have 1 hop in the middle, that's all automatically done. You know, that person in the middle doesn't sign for anything. It's just automatic between the first and last person who signs. So buy Bitcoin. It's not difficult. You either hold your private keys, oust a sir, you don't. There is no halfway house for it. That is true. You either own the Bitcoins or you don't. And I guess in the case of Lightning Network, you actually don't own anything. You put Bitcoins in there, and it's, again, like this huge hot wallet, and you're just transacting within there. And the only way to get it out is if you close your channels. And if you close your channels, then you're done. All right, you're out of the Lightning Network. You know, and then in order to be a part of the Lightning Network, you have to send a transaction, which you have to pay a fee to the Lightning Network to open a channel with someone. So yeah, it's really like a chicken or the egg. It's like, why even bother doing a transaction to the Lightning Network? If you're going to do the transaction, might as well just, and you're doing it on the main chain, might as well just do it on the main chain and send it there. But I kind of also understand why the Lightning Network was created. Was, yes, you're going to do that first transaction on the main chain to get your transaction onto the Lightning Network, and then, but from there you're off the network, or you're inside this hot wallet, and within this hot wallet you could do as many transactions as you want. It doesn't affect the main net, the main blockchain. It can be instant, and you know, people have to essentially feed into this hot wallet if they're planning on using it to buy stuff from people within the hot wallet system, which would be the Lightning Network. So within this hot wallet system, and eventually you can accumulate, you know, X amount of whatever Bitcoins, and then exit out of it if you feel like you need to take your Bitcoins out. But you know, I think that's kind of the thinking behind the Lightning Network, is once you're in that huge hot wallet, you can just transact as many times as you want. And most of the time, you know, when you do transactions, you know, you're just giving the coins that you got, and then you're taking coins, or you're receiving coins, and you're giving those coins, and you're taking coins, and you're receiving those coins. So, you know, essentially, if you're doing commerce, what are you really doing? You're just giving each other, you know, coins, right? I mean, you're just flowing money around to transact. Eventually, people still need to feed into it if people want to make, quote unquote, make money, right? But it also depends on the price of Bitcoin. So if the price continues to go up, you can essentially never put money or never put any more Bitcoins into the Lightning Network. And if the people were smart, they would just hold on to their Bitcoins. And essentially, over time, you can never really run out of Bitcoins if the price continues to go up. So you would get like, you could just keep spending, and the price keeps going up, and you could just keep spending, and it could still be worth that same amount of money that you actually put into it. And essentially, it's possible, it could be possible, as long as the price goes up, that you can never really feed into the Lightning Network. It could be just your initial transactions into the network, and then over time, as the price goes up, you're just spending amongst each other. Some people will get more, some people will have less, but essentially in US dollar value, essentially you could just have a fraction, just keep on having a fractional amount of Bitcoin, never really reaching zero per se, and still be able to transact within this huge hot wallet called the Lightning Network. So in that sense, I can understand why it's useful, but also in your sense, Will Campbell, you're right. You just might as well just, I mean, if you want to own those Bitcoins for sure, you transact on the blockchain. BlockMax says, did The Simpsons predict cryptocurrency back in 1997? Copy and paste that on YouTube. I will. I'll check it out. I've heard about that before, as well as the Economist magazine and everything. There were a lot of people who predicted like some kind of money, whether it's cryptocurrency or not. But no one did it until Satoshi Nakamoto. So, everyone predicted people going to the moon, although people really doubt that anybody did go to the moon. People predicted a lot of things. It's a prediction, and it's most likely good talk and good prediction, but until it actually happens, it's anyone's guess. Like I predict eventually we will do space travel, and we'll travel to other planets, which I think we already have. Maybe not man travel, or what do you call it, probe. We travel through machines and robots, but we haven't actually physically traveled yet. But I think that will eventually happen. I do believe that. Does that mean anything? Like, I predict that we'll do space travel? Well, we already do space traveling. Dave Hamilton says, I agree with the critique about it needing to be online, but it does work pretty well on testnet for cheap, fast transactions. Paranoia can be damaging, Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin says paranoia can be damaging. Yeah, it can be. It can be. So let me get back to this. So IT department slaps tax notice to Indian cryptocurrency investors. Now, IT stands for Income Tax Department. That's the IRS version in India. And Indian is not the hey yeah hey yeah woo, not those Indians. The oh yeah, those Indians, the Indians with the little dots on their foreheads. Well, some of them, the India, the country next to Pakistan. So, sometimes I have to do that. Like, there's a lot of stupid people in this world, and when they hear IT department slaps tax notice on Indian cryptocurrency, they may think, wow, what would these, like, someone from an IT department in my company forces like the poor Indians, the Navajo Nation, to pay taxes? What is this? You kind of have to explain some of this sometimes. When I watch some of these YouTubers, I know they're not that stupid. There's no way they can be that stupid. But at the same time, they promote like the shadiest scams, or they are scammers, or they're really that stupid. Sometimes I really don't know. I swear I don't know. Are they an evil genius, or are they really stupid? It's like, wow, I don't know. It's kind of like a toss-up. I think they're evil, I'm pretty sure some of them are evil. But are they geniuses? I don't know. I don't think they're geniuses, but could they be stupid? Yes, they could definitely be stupid. So anyways, looks like the income tax department, all right, the income tax department is using the exchanges, right, the exchanges and any third-party custodial accounts to get information on the users and slap them with the tax bill, because apparently there have been $3.5 billion worth of transactions in 17 months, but for some reason no one, to in proportion to the users, their tax returns don't match up to the users. Just very similar to how Coinbase and the IRS, had only like 7 or 8 people file capital gains tax on cryptocurrency trading, but yet there's like a million users on Coinbase. So here it is, the tax man is coming, and it looks like they're trying to take it from you, at least in India to the Indians, like the yeah, not the not the Native American Indians in America, the Indians in India next to Pakistan, So anyways, there's that, and then let's go on to the next one here. All right, my favorite story. Oh gosh, how could you not like a good robbing, a good robbing story? This is Robin Hood. Well, I don't know if this is Robin Hood. This is definitely robbing and hooding. So let's read it here. A man in Hong Kong was the victim of a Bitcoin robbery as thieves stole 180,000 in cash, 180 US dollar value. It was actually like what, 1.4 million Hong Kong dollars. And he was planning to buy cryptocurrency with. So basically, someone contacted this person by, I think, some messaging app, maybe through Weibo. I think Weibo app, whatever, the Chinese Twitter. And he was contacted by a stranger for I think 80. Was it 80,000? Let me see here. I think it was first was 80,000. $80,000 worth of cryptocurrency. And so he met in a safe place for the first meeting. The first meeting, however, they did no trading. They met, and then the people who are selling the cryptocurrency, probably Bitcoin, offered a 5% discount for $180 worth of Bitcoin. And they try to meet later on, 9 o'clock at night. So trading at night, I would be very careful when it comes to trading at night, and especially someone new who you don't know and for a large amount. And so what happened was the Hong Kong gentleman, the Bitcoin trader, did meet in a public place, did meet at, I think, at McDonald's somewhere, but the guys never showed up. The people who were selling Bitcoins never showed up, and they called him and wanted to meet him in another location. As soon as that happened, as the Bitcoin trader with $180,000 was going to the new location, 3 other people came, I think, behind him and basically robbed him and beat him, whatever they did, and took his money. And so let this be a lesson to people, new people who want to do large trades. That's a red flag. Anybody new who wants to do a large trade with you is a red flag. Second thing, if the first time they meet with you and they don't complete the transaction, that's a red flag. All right, that's a red flag. And another red flag is they want to meet you at night. All right, they're trying to meet you at night. Another red flag. So these are all red flags, and the amount. And the other thing is, they try to offer you a lower price. Red flag. Okay, anybody who's trying to offer you below spot price or a huge discount, red flag right away. Red flag. So meeting at McDonald's and public places, you know, it's not always good enough. Not always good enough. So, you know, that's something hopefully everyone learns who trades peer-to-peer. You know, be careful. Anybody new, large amount, and late at night. And, you know, anything that has delays, they're a no-show. Or the first meeting, they don't do the transaction. Just tell them forget it. Tell them to come back tomorrow when they're ready during the day in a secure location where you have a gun. Most likely where you, preferably where you have a gun in hand on you, right? If not, at least a knife, bare minimum knife maybe. But when you're outnumbered, you know, 2, 3 people, a gun is more effective. It really is. So anyways, there you go. That's the end of the news for me. Let's see what else I have for you. Let's go to on-chain FX here. While that's loading, let's see what you are all saying here. Let me see here. Brian McLaughlin says, hey, the government shut down, but the Bitcoin network is still going. Tone Vase, watch out. I don't know, what does he need to be watch out for? Olaf says, cryptocurrency activity will be legal and tax-free in Belarus starting in March. Yeah, I heard about that story, but, you know, have you been to Belarus? I mean, these countries that offer like legal and tax-free trading, have you been there? Are they places you really want to be and they're tax-free? If they're tax-free, like how do they make money, right? How do they offer services to the public? They probably don't. And so you're going to have to pay some way. You're going to pay for the roads because you're tired of driving on dirt roads. You have to pay for security because there is no police. You know, just be careful. Like, there's a lot of countries that I'm sure they don't care about Bitcoin. Hell, you can sell and buy drugs. You could, you know, traffic guns. You can be a terrorist in some of these countries, and they don't tax you a dime. But do you really want to be there? Or, I mean, do you really want to be in those places? There's some places, you know, I don't care how cheap it is, how tax-free it is, how legal it is. There's some countries I just don't want to be. You know, just don't want to be. You know, they just don't have the infrastructure. You'll end up paying, and you know, you'll pay some way or another. You usually end up paying some way. Dave Hamilton says the $5 wrench exploit. Yep, that was. I'm not even sure that was even a $5 wrench. It was the three men in mask versus one probably nerdy Bitcoin trader. I think he was probably in his 50s. The Bitcoin trader, the Hong Kong Bitcoin trader, was in his 50s. So, you know, not much of an exploit on that one. So yeah, there is weakness. There is exploits in trading peer-to-peer, and that's physical security. And I always, you know, I always try to be wary of trading with new people, especially high dollar amounts. Matter of fact, I won't even, I'll just tell them to come back tomorrow. I don't have time today. That's what I usually tell them. And if they don't come back the next day, I know they were just trying to size me up. Bear spray. I don't know. I mean, a lot of countries using, you know, some kind of repellent spray, or what do they call it? Orange spray or something. I don't know if that's helped. You know, 3 against 1. Especially I think they walked up from behind him and you know, basically ambushed him from behind. It's pretty much just like a regular mugging for the most part. And then kick him in the nuts. You know, everything seemed easy in the mind. Like, yeah, I'll just kick him in the nuts. You know, when I was a kid, I honestly thought if I ever encountered a great white shark that's like, you know, 20, 40 feet or whatever, all I had to do was like punch the shark in the nose. And then after punching the shark in the nose, I can just grab its tail and turn it to the right and turn it to the left. I'll tell it what to do. Now that I'm grown up, you know, that is the most stupidest thing I've ever thought of in my head. You know, just punch a shark in the nose. I mean, really? But these are the thoughts I have when I'm a kid, because in your mind, you know, you really think, oh yeah, just do this, kick them in the nuts and spray OC spray, you know, on them and all that. But you know, that some of that stuff doesn't work. Matter of fact, if you Google some videos on some of that stuff, and you'll see that that stuff doesn't work all the time. You know, so, you know, people get victimized all the time. Meet at the 5th Ward. You'll be fine. You know, I usually try to do my trades in very nice areas of the part of town, and so it's kind of to ensure both the buyer or the seller, whoever it is, that you know, it's a nice place. And doing weird things like this, you know, mugging, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's not going to happen, but being in a more secure area, it really reduces that kind of risk. Buy Bitcoin is asking, drug dealers use Bitcoin. I've heard drug dealers use Bitcoin. I don't know if any street drug dealers use Bitcoin, but apparently maybe dark web market drug dealers use Bitcoin, apparently. Qbro says, in Canada, we cannot conceal and carry without a special permit. Well, same thing in Texas, but I have a carry. Well, it's not conceal and carry permit anymore. In Texas, it's just a carry permit, because you can open carry right now. Open carry is allowed for anybody who holds a permit, but you can also open carry on your property, open carry in your house. Right now in Texas, you can actually open carry your rifle and your shotgun. Buy Bitcoin says, kick them in the nuts don't work. Well, it does, but like people don't usually just stand there with their legs open, and they're just gonna just let you kick them in the nuts, right? I mean, that's you have to have an element of surprise. And so if someone already has the drop on you, well, you're going to get kicked in the nuts, right? You know, when someone's ambushing you, you're the one getting kicked in the nuts. And so usually a perpetrator, the bad person, will always have the ambush, okay? The victim never has the advantage, all right? The victims are always at a disadvantage. That's why people get mugged. So even if you try to, I mean, if you were able to, then yes, but most of the time you won't even have the chance. You will not have the chance to do that. So you just have to you have to be very, vigilant in your surroundings. All right, you know, situational awareness is very important. Always look over your shoulder. Seems kind of crazy. Look over your shoulder every once in a while. Look around you. You know, does it make sense what you're doing? Is it safe? You know, when you have a different state of mind and thinking for your self-security, you see things in a different way, a much different way. All right, this is OCFX. This is the bond trading view. Bond trading view. This view created by James Bond, Bitcoin Live. List of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high. Flagged for shorts. I don't have them flagged for shorts. I usually have them flagged right here, but I'm just going to go over here and just click percentage down from all-time high. Well, I may not even just. I'll just go over them. I'll go over the top 5. And so that way we can just take a look here, and you know, you see the percentage from their all-time high, and most of these coins are down like over 10%. Some are over 20 and 50. If you just go down the list, like look at this, 35, 40, 50. So yeah, a lot of coins getting hit hard. A lot of coins getting hit hard. So the first coin is Decred. So there's a good coin for you to short. First coin, which I don't even know what it is, you can short that. 0x, that's another coin, number 3 spot, good for shorting. Ethereum is always up there, kind of just hovering around that top 5 area, but it's not breaking any higher. It's not making any new time all. Like all these coins have not made an all-time high because they're all tanking right now. So Ethereum, you can probably start shorting and get more Bitcoin. Monero at number 5 spot, you can short and get more Bitcoin now. So this is just a way to do things. K Archie, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. All right, so now let's take a look at the mempool. Wow, the mempool is going down. Look at that. That is incredible. This is, I have it set to 24-hour period. And so, wow, look at this. It's finally being eaten away, finally being eaten away. So maybe Brian's transaction will be finally get confirmed. I like to thank everybody who has donated. Some people have donated some Bitcoins. I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy the Bitcoin pot of gold and playing the Bitcoin pot of gold. So here we are right here. Let's have a look. So let me see here. If you're at 100 Satoshis, there's probably a good chance you can get your transactions at 100 Satoshis per byte. Really good chance. At 70 Satoshis per byte, there's about 3,600 transactions around there. That's going to be a little tough. But if you're at 100 Satoshis, I think you're okay. You'll definitely get in really soon if you do 300 Satoshis per byte on their transactions. Let me go down to the blue section area. There's about, yeah, there's 30. So anything above 70 Satoshis per byte, you should get your transactions into the next block. As of right now, though, right now, all right. So that's great. Look at the mempool. Wow, wow, this whole area right here all went down. Excellent. That's great. Look at that. It's just slowly, yeah, it's going down finally. Finally, the FUD is the mempool is finally coming down. Probably has a lot to do with the price being down, and also I think a lot of people just already sold, and they're on a cruise or they're at a conference, or they're like me. They're just, you know, we're just taking a break from from the Bitcoin price for the most part. If you didn't already cash out and made your money, you know, you're holding a bag. Okay, that's all I got to say. All right, that's wonderful. And then we'll take a look at coin fees.earn. We'll see what it looks like as a bar chart. All right, so yeah, a lot of it, you can see a lot of the transactions in the red bars are around in the 0 to 70 transactions per byte. Once you start getting into the 80s, the blue bar is larger than the red bar, as you see right here. So it's possible to get, you know, if you do 80 satoshis per byte, it's possible to get in. You may have to wait a little bit longer. Remember, these are all lagging a little bit. But it looks like, you know, 100, 110. There's, you know, a lot of transactions are getting confirmed around that area. Definitely a lot in between. You don't have to really be at 300, but, you know, let's see what it says. 280 is what's probably recommending. A lot of people are, for some reason, well, a lot of these transactions have gone through is what this is. So, but let's see, 280 satoshis per byte is the cheapest and fastest and cheapest transaction fee currently. I would actually even say you could be lower. You could definitely be lower. You could be anything above 100 and in between 200. You know, you could be within that range and still probably get your transactions into the next block. All right, finally, let's go to the Bitcoin chart. All right, let's see. Let's have a look here. What's going on? Oh, it's back at 12,000, almost at 13. But I think, you know, it seems almost too good to be true, but it's possible. There might be a bounce right here. This could be the bounce, but a lot of negative sentiment. Bitphoenix and Bitstamp are almost about the same price. There was 400 million tethers created in the last 4 days. I think there's some. I think I can. There seems to be some kind of correlation between the tethers being made and the price of Bitcoin. So just be careful. Let's take a look at the 1 hour and let's see what it's doing. All right, so 1 hour. I'm gonna have to pull back just a little bit. And from just making a line from there to the all-time high. All right, so let's see if it lines up. And all right, so there you go, everyone. Safe to say we're hitting a resistance. This is just on a 1 hour. We're hitting a resistance. I wouldn't expect, you know, I really think there's still a lot of pressure, downward pressure. And this is essentially a dead cat bounce. And it looks like we're going to be a resistance right here, as you see. And we'll see what happens. If it's able to break this, it really has to break above this price right here at around 14,000, 14,500, somewhere around right here. It has to really break above this price to really be considered a recovery or a continuation of the bull market. I mean, just to have a chance. That's its first hurdle. You know, that's its first major hurdle. The first hurdle is to break through this. It has. And so, or to break through this trend line, which is still hasn't yet. It's trying, but it looks like it's struggling. You're gonna have to just watch it. If it goes down, it's gonna go down lower than this low right here, which is at 9,222 right here. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. That's what I'm seeing. This is the first time I've seen it. I haven't looked at the price all day. So you kind of get a better you can get a better look at it on the 12-hour. And then I'm going to draw another line here for that. So right here is, you see this trend line right here working its way up to that. Will it break it? I don't know. If it does break, it has to break above this right here, which is around the $14,500 mark. And then after that, there's a lot of headwinds here, a lot of resistance here. It has to break above this trend line, which is about 15,500, right? So, and then even then, you still have to go up higher. You have to also break above this, all right? Which is where's this price? This is at 17,235. So it has to break above this line right here, this high. And then only after then, it may have a chance. It may have a chance of breaking the all-time high and making a higher high. And only after it goes and makes an all-time high, another all-time high, we can say this is a continuation of the bull market. But it's got a long way to go. It has a lot of resistance. I don't know if anybody can stomach all of that, especially people who have bought at the bottom. You know, there's a lot of people who are just short-term traders. They make short-term gains. If they feel there's a resistance coming up, they will sell. You know, the panic is definitely. I mean, if you look at the price of the recent price action, a lot of red candlesticks. The panic is there. So there you go. And then finally, I'll go to 1 day, and I'll probably remove some of these lines here. Okay, so on the 1 day, at least the price is breaking above the short-term moving average here. So that's good. The resistance is probably going to be at this longer-term moving average, which is at 13,625. That's on the 1 day. The price is currently slightly above the short-term moving average, but still below the long-term moving average. The averages has crossed over. So that's usually not a good sign, but it seems like there's a dead cat bounce here at least. I can call it a dead cat bounce. We'll still have to see a little bit more. And then on the 3 day, okay, so on the 3 day, it's in between the two averages. So there could be a chance that the price can continue to hit up against the short-term average, which is at 13,339. Let me see if I can get it better. Oh, that's probably good enough. And then we'll see if that's a resistance. I still think there's probably, there may be a continuation. I'm still looking for a bigger discount. But who knows? I could be wrong. If the price goes up, I'm okay with that. I'm happy for everyone who bought at a lower price. I'm glad for you. I hope you all make more money. And as you see here, you see the very large wick. And what is it? You have 3 more days to make another candlestick. We'll have to see. But right now, it is a red candlestick. the price did go down this low. It may have hit a bottom here in which it may turn around. It's a little bit hard to see it right now, but it might. But I just think there's just a lot of pressure out there for people to sell. I'm just sensing it. The price has gone up very high. I don't know if there's any more people that are willing to take the risk on. I just feel that there's a lot of, we're talking about people who trade and speculate, and that's what's driving the prices on the exchanges are speculators. Eventually, the peer-to-peer markets do affect the exchange markets, and right now, I still have my Bitcoins, and they're worth a lot of money. Do I need to buy Bitcoins right now? I don't. And I'm expecting for the price to go down more for me to buy more, and here's why. If the price goes down and someone bought Bitcoins from me, I have to give them more Bitcoins for their US dollar value. All right. And as the price goes down, I will be running out of Bitcoin faster versus if the price is high, I just give small fractional amounts of Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying, for the same dollar amount. And so if the price is high, I'll never buy, I'll never run out of Bitcoins fast enough for me to buy again. But the price goes down lower, I will run out of Bitcoins faster. Then I have to buy Bitcoins again. So until we reach some kind of resolution to what the price of Bitcoin should be, and where the support is, where the real support is, you are taking a risk. Trading right now it's always risky, but at this point, it's really up in the air. But I still feel that there's pressure. I still feel there's pressure. So let's see what you guys have to say about that. We'll go F5. We'll refresh you guys. And then I'll show my little bike here again. This is the bike I ordered. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Oh my goodness. So this is the main bike. I'm going to be riding around my house, go to the library, fitness center, sports center, to the pools, go off trail around the levees. There's some bike trails. I looked on Google Maps. There's some pretty good bike trails here. Some of them are around the levees. Some of them are actually bike trails. And so some of them are paved. Some of them are off-road. So I'll be enjoying that. And then my little foldable mini. When I go traveling and I, go places, I can ride my bike around. I can, maybe do. That's just traveling. I could put it into my car, a hatchback, a trunk, and I could fold it up. This is a folding bike, electric folding bike. Wow. And I could just, go places with it. Eventually, I want to get a van, and I want to just take it around and, stealth vanning and go to different Bitcoin meetups all over the city, go to different places and do peer-to-peer and hopefully meet new people that can supply me Bitcoin as well. Always fun. It's always fun to meet new people in Bitcoin. I have to admit, Bitcoiners are interesting people. I do have to say that. I can say that much. Bitcoiners are interesting people. Going where the action is, there's some adventure and fun to it. Of course, you always have to protect yourself. All right, always protect yourself. It doesn't even matter if you're in Bitcoin or not. Always protect yourself. All right, so let's say here. Will Campbell says, peer-to-peer electronic cash. It's the frickin' title. Yes, I understand that. And, and I do believe in the peer-to-peer network as well. I believe that's what makes Bitcoin Very, very valuable. Will Campbell says, why not Litecoin or Digibyte? They are a few forks. I've never traded peer-to-peer Litecoin or Digibyte. I'll be honest with you. David Hamilton says, because I care about decentralization. All right. You know, that is important. But if you are in a peer-to-peer market, that is in its nature of what it peer-to-peer decentralized. But supporting Lightning, those who do not go together. You're right. You know, Will Campbell, Lightning is not Bitcoin, or it's not the way Bitcoin works. But if you want to use it for buying coffee and all these other things that people want to use Bitcoin for as a currency to transact instantly, to kind of compete with Visa, then Lightning kind of fits that niche. You know, it serves that purpose. But then again, you know, if you don't want to use Lightning, you don't have to. You can always stay on the main chain. And you know, right now, since Lightning is not available to me right now, I'm not going to be using Lightning. I'm willing to experiment, because I think that there is some value in doing those type of transactions where you possibly could use your Bitcoin to buy coffee and to buy things. And like I said, if you originally put something into the Lightning Network and the price continually goes up, theoretically, you wouldn't have to put any more coins in there yourself, and you may never expend all your coin in the Lightning Network, especially if you're also are a merchant yourself and you're offering products and services. You can get those right back. You can get the Bitcoins back to you. So that is possible. Blockman says, I can ride your bike with no handlebars, no handlebars. I can ride your bike with no handlebars. You really like that song. I'm probably gonna have to look it up now to get an idea of the song. Q-Bro, yeah, you know, it probably needs a fat boy seat. I wish they would just include that. It looks like one of those seats. I do have a regular bike, and the seat on that hurts my, I don't know what it is. It hurts my butt, and then on top of that, it like, I don't know, it almost cramps my nut. Seat looks like the one I have right now on the bike that I have, and when I ride around, I sit on it and I get off. Man, it cramps it, and I feel like I can't move. I literally cannot move. It's a weird cramp. I'm sure some of you men have experienced that, but you know, maybe not. I do plan on maybe changing the seat, but I got to get the bike first. Yes, I love the bike. I want to talk about the bike, man. I just can't. I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited since I was a young child about getting something. The first time, I mean, like, other than maybe Bitcoin, I've never been excited about Bitcoin in a way since a child, like a child receives a gift. Like, this is another one, and you know, getting a bike, I almost feel like I'm regressing into a childhood, because you know, I feel like I might have missed out on the childhood and I'm trying to relive it, but mostly because, you know, it's kind of Bitcoin related. Like, without Bitcoin, I wouldn't have even gotten this electric bike at all and had a chance to buy it and use it. And then I wouldn't have the time that I have to actually even ride the bike and enjoy my neighborhood. I choose to live in this neighborhood because it has a lot of amenities that I wanted to be. a part of and to enjoy. The problem I found was I worked too much to even enjoy it, right? And and I didn't. I never got. I feel like I never got anywhere. I work and work and work and work, and I never get anywhere. I couldn't even if I had a job, I couldn't even buy the bike because I was too busy spending money driving to work and eating food, and whatever and whatnot. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry if the bike's too much, but man, I just am very excited, and I guess I like sharing it with you, and it's a way to let everyone know that like my life isn't like it kind of is. It's 365 days, 24/7, about Bitcoin. But if you keep at it, if you keep playing the game, and you essentially you're a physical manifestation of a miner, you will be rewarded. You get a reward for making blocks in a way. Dave Hamilton says, when you increase the block size, you increase the time it takes to download the blockchain, the speed you need to stay in sync, the hard drive space to hold the data, etc. Yeah, I know that's another challenge. And I think that's another thinking of the Lightning Network is to do all these transactions off the chain to preserve the Bitcoin blockchain. And, hopefully technology will catch up, to the needs of the blockchain. Hard drive space are cheaper, bandwidth becomes cheaper, stuff like that. Qbro, you want to know if I own or rent a house? I own a house. Or, I don't rent it, but, if you have a mortgage, technically the bank owns your house. You're renting from the bank, essentially. But yeah, the house is unfortunately in my name and my wife's name. Blockmax says, can people make it rain with Bitcoins and crypto? I don't think so, but if you want, you can definitely print out paper wallets and send Bitcoins to those paper wallets or cryptos to those paper wallets, and then yeah, you can make it rain on. You can definitely make it rain, private keys. So. Will Campbell says, not non-issue. It's not 1980. You know about Moore's law. Yeah, we people have ideas of Moore's law, but again, it's not just hard drive space. It's also bandwidth as well. I mean, if I wanted to download all of that, it would take me about a month, maybe even longer. And so I can only imagine if the block size were bigger. If the blocks were bigger, how long more would it take me? And so it's kind of one of the reasons why I don't run a full node. Which one day I might have actually a computer and hopefully enough bandwidth to actually download, or the time to download a full node. So let me get rid of this. And then, okay, so pretty much this is going to conclude my episode here. Hopefully all of you enjoyed this episode, and next time, sometime in the future, look out for a video that I make of this rad power bike, the Rad Rover, and this is the Rad Rover here that I'm going to get, the electric bike, and also the mini Rad Rover which is foldable. I'm really excited. This is pretty much it. I got it white. It has a little bit of this orange, which has, seems to kind of remind me of the Bitcoin color right here. If any of you want to get one, go ahead and use this code, or just call them and tell them you want the $2 discount, order 2 bikes. I did it a little differently. I called up the 800 number, talked to Eric. I ended up talking to Eric, which was funny because I called him. I got disconnected. I'm sure he probably thought I was a prank call, but I had to call him again. Called him three times. It was the same guy. So their customer service is awesome. All right, the sales team is awesome. They're more than happy to talk to you. You know, there's, even though we live in a digital age where we have websites and everything, they're having somebody there that you can call and that will pick up and that you can talk to and that kind of speaks the same language without, you know, very hard broken English or anything, makes a big difference to me, you know, at least for me. All right. Now I live in the US and I speak English, so, you know, that's just me. Maybe you speak another language and, you know, you have a different language, whatever. But my point is, it's some things, as much as digital as we go, even including Bitcoin, it's nice to be not so digital. It's nice to have a human touch, a human voice to it. After all, we are still people, and we live in a world full of other people. I know we YouTube a lot, we tweet a lot, we do all these, you know, Reddit a lot, but at the end of the day, we're people trying to connect with each other. And maybe one day I'll physically connect with some of you people. You know, I look forward to that day. But until that day happens, I'm really excited about my bicycle. And just like Bitcoin, and just like a bike, everybody at some point in their lifetime learns to ride a bike for the very first time. And just like Bitcoin, you need to learn how to use it. You need to learn the technology behind it, the basic fundamentals. And then eventually, you know, you can get an electric bike. And maybe that's what Lightning is to Bitcoin. It's like an electric bike. It adds a little boost to it, a little power. It may not be the answer because, you know, an electric bike doesn't solve all the problems of the world, but it helps. It does help, and it looks fun. It looks fun to ride an electric bike. Go try it out. You might actually like it. Anyways, let me thank everybody in the live chat here. Let's see who's still in here. Qburo is in the live chat. Will Campbell, David Hamilton, Blockmax, you say, can you order one for me, James Bond? I'll give you. Is that 0.003995 Bitcoin? Is that really $1,500? That much? Wow. Well, if you want this one after I put it together, you have to come and pick it up though. But sure, why not? Blockmax says, I'm 17. I don't make it rain like James Bond, like you, James Bond. Anyways, thank you for being in the live chat. Blockmax, DD8209. Let's see who else. My goodness. K Archie, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Hopefully you were having fun. Buy a Bitcoin. Olaf, good to see you. Brian McLaughlin, thanks for stopping by. And that's it. That's it. I can't go any further. So thank you, everyone. Please like, dislike, leave a comment after the live stream, or also do a video response. Until next time, everyone, stay tuned. Bye.